Wasn't sure the background was fully removed or not. Bear with me. Damn it. There we go. Now we're all in business. Except... Okay, I can see chat, but my problem is now is the video. Okay. Yeah, I like that better.
Phone calls. And the anonymous person says, for context, I worked there for about 4 months, but had pretty close relationships with a lot of the main cast there. There's a ton I could mention.
Damn, 20 good allegations, 1 wrong, and you lose faith in him completely? Bro, yeah. Yes, actually. Yes, that is how it works. Because he slandered someone. He slandered someone. He said that he believed personally. And
by the way, Spin, if you're in chat, I am in the Discord.
He said he believed personally that James Ward beat girls, beat a dog, okay, with literally no proof, and he eventually had to admit that it's all fake. Does that mean that everything Contact said is not true in regards to his prior 2 videos? No. But it does mean that he's not a completely reliable narrator, and frankly, it kind of makes him, you know, not a good dude. He slanders someone. Tom, please don't shave your head again. You're going to look like an acorn. I will. Wanted to re-up on my previous thanks. Enjoy a one-way trip to Zimbabwe at Mr. Base. Thanks. Dude, if this was, literally, if this was anyone else, okay? If this was anyone else, let's say a YouTuber, okay? A commentary YouTuber.
Oh, this is plugged into the Xbox.
Green undoubtedly has made as many as 100 videos where he was justifiably going after the person involved. He made hundreds of videos. Not all of them had false information.
We'll just do it wireless.
Not all of them were bad faith. But a few of them were. A few of them were, and that did ruin his credibility, yes. That means you have to triple and quadruple fact check everything else they do. So yes, of course.
But a lot of it
like
is aired out, it seems. A lot of my issues stem from culture and how
get the mic arm out of my freaking way so I can see the keyboard.
When I was there, his
Bear with me here.
Is the Astro Show?
I'm
gonna
sorry, I
talk
forgot
about
to set
the
up
fact that
everything.
Dogpack
I
got
didn't
shit
realize
wrong?
this.
See, actually, it doesn't even look like you talked about that.
The most unfit CEOs in the entire world.
I didn't realize
He's a
this would
douche and never
not
once
be able to
entered the
just
office
like
about
go
making
cleanly
someone cry.
through to the
He played up
dongle on the
whole
Xbox
alpha
and
male
to the
thing,
computer.
and
I have to
verbally
actually
berate and
reconnect them.
intimidate employees instead of trying to come to solutions.
So there's that,
how any
and then I
normal
need
person would. I've heard many serious allegations surrounding him, but
that
I don't
on.
really care to
We're good.
speculate. End all be all is a culture of if you F up once, you're fired.
Yeah.
They work so stressful, even if you're a fantastic employee. He was supposedly Jimmy's cousin, which is hilarious because that makes total
Let
sense if
us-
it's true. He does not know how to properly communicate. The turnaround time was atrocious, and I blame that primarily on the toxicity. Going further into the video, he talks about James Warren's best friend and producer for Mr. Beast. And
I hate that he even just says best friend here as if that's necessarily the truth when we don't even know if it's his best friend. And by the way, there's a big inconsistency in that video that shows that James Warren and LaQuoya Hill are not as tied as Dogpack seemingly thought they were, okay? And I can actually show you it right now, okay? So, in the video, if you remember, Dogpack 404 talked about LaQuoya Hill and James Warren and how they're friends, and he also talked about how they went to school together. Here's what he said.
Friend LaQuoya Hill, they both went to UNC Chapel Hill together, and they both...
That's not true. That's actually not even true. What actually happened is they went there at different times. Completely different times. So if you look at James Warren, this is his page. I don't think I can show... Actually, I can screenshot a part of it. There's a phone number on it, so I don't think I can show that on YouTube, but I can screenshot a part of it, okay? Let me grab this for you. So LaQuoya Hill, okay, here's his. This says that he went to the school, UNC Chapel Hill. He started in 1997, and he finished in 2000, okay? That's this screenshot. This is LaQuoya Hill, okay? James Warren, on the other hand, attended at a different time. He actually went after LaQuoya Hill. Makes sense, because he's younger than him, I believe. If you look here, he attended the same school from 2002 to 2005.
Damn.
Which is obviously after 1997 to 2001. These are different years. So, like, this is a minor point, but it makes me question a lot of the other stuff that Dogpack is willing to say. When he says they went to school together, they didn't. They didn't meet there. If they did, you got to have better proof. Why not even check the dates when you're doing the research?
in 2019, LaQuoya Hill. In 2021, LaQuoya Hill was alleged.
Is this point to prove their friendship? Yeah, the point that he was showing that was to prove that they met. He literally said they met at UNC Chapel Hill. He said they met there. They went to
Freaking
school
missed.
together. They're best friends. We have no
I'm
proof
gonna eat.
they're best
Give me
friends
one
at all,
second.
keep in mind. We have none. It's just this guy's word against others. It's what Dogpack
Oh,
claims.
it's so
I don't
good.
even know if they're best friends. I don't know if they've even been in the same room. I don't. Like the research on this third video was not good. It was he was not triple checking. Okay, he was not dotting his T's and dotting his I's and crossing his T's. He wasn't doing it.
Allegedly fired for sexual, but actually what?
And your point doesn't mean anything. When I was in school, so many of my befriended people that graduated to get some less than old exams and stuff. Okay, my point actually does mean a lot, and this is a completely common, and I'm going to explain why. The point of what I'm saying is he said they met at Chapel Hill, okay, when we have no proof of that. His evidence was that they went there at the same exact time. They did not. That is not even the case. And you say, okay, well, so what? There's a possibility that they did meet there. I agree. There's a possibility of anything. There's a possibility that Chris Tyson will crawl out of my asshole right now and fly into the ceiling. There's no proof of that. And you have to have proof to make a claim. That is my point. Acknowledging the possibility of something happening, okay? Acknowledging the possibility of something happening is not the bar that you need to meet for evidence. That is not the bar you need to meet for evidence when you're making a public allegation against someone.
Wasn't really fired, but instead was moved to another company and then was brought back in 2023.
People lie about the years they graduated all the time. Well, do you have proof that they lied? All we have is public LinkedIn profiles that show the years they were there.
He was actually brought back to Mr. Beast in 2023 after sexually as assistant prior and promoted to chief financial officer, which is how I personally was introduced to him.
Then
Damn.
they go over the testimonies of former employees that have verified the stories about.
Like, the biggest problem I have is like with this shit, people are like, oh, well, that's just a little point. Oh, well, he got one thing wrong. And it's like, okay, he didn't get one thing wrong. He got a lot wrong. But the problem is that he's cobbling together the conspiracy board is a funny visual because I think it almost reads a little bit more into Dogpack's mind, especially with the third video, than he's willing to let on. He cobbled together a bunch of information that if you look at it really quickly, it kind of looks bad. But if you actually acknowledge, you know, what he has there, there's a lot of room for the people involved to be innocent. There's no proof that, frankly, there's no proof LaQuoya Hill sexually assaulted someone. There isn't any. It's possible, but there's no proof of it. And because of that, I don't think you should be accusing him of sexually assaulting someone. This is the same standard of evidence people would use for any other YouTuber. But because it's Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast sucks, him, right? Let's just say whatever the f we want. No. That's not being principled. If you believe in having justifiable evidence, you are looked as a Jimmy Glazer. Yeah, exactly.
LaQuoya Hill and his time at the Mr. Beast company.
LaQuoya Hill, the current COO. In 2021, he had an assistant named victim's name. I heard LaQuoya acted very inappropriately with victim, booking hotel rooms with only one bed, walking around in his underwear, having victim come to his house and showing him his sex toy collection. Just in general, LaQuoya made victim.
Do people actually lie about what year they graduate? How likely is that really? I agree with you. They make accusations when you have more evidence. I mean, they could. The thing is, they could lie. I don't know. But I have no reason to believe that they did lie on their LinkedIn profile. Or, I mean, with LinkedIn, when you're applying for a job, right, you have to leave contacts for where you went to school. They can easily, you know, anybody who sees your job application can easily call up the school and be like, did they go here for this amount of time? So in theory, you would want to tell the truth in your job application because you know your employer could check it at any time. You can get in serious shit for lying on a job application. It's like, could they lie on a job application? Yeah, of course they could, but like we don't have proof that they did lie. The only record we have of them going to school anywhere, the record that Dogpack himself used to show that they went to school the same amount of time, actually shows they didn't. So whether or not they lied on their resume, which we have no proof of, Dogpack still didn't do the proper research to show like whether they went to school or not. At the same time, he didn't. There's a burden of proof when you make an accusation that you need to reach, and Dogpack didn't reach it. And that's why he ended up claiming, okay, publishing unsubstantiated allegations that James Warren beat his girlfriend. He said he beat his girlfriend. He said, oh, I'm still looking into court cases. When he looked at the court cases, which he should have had from the beginning, when he actually got those FOIA requests back, okay, what did he find? He found that James Warren, actually, there's no evidence he beat anyone.
So uncomfortable, victim started complaining to higher-ups, and a report got written.
You can't get in trouble for lying on a job application. You can if you get hired because of a lie. You can get fired easily.
LaQuoya was put on paid leave for like a month. Then Mr. Beast moved him to the dubbing company, and he was hired back in 2023 and was promoted to COO, even though Jimmy, James, and Sue 100% know his history.
And then he goes through all of the verified Mr. Beast employees, all corroborating this exact same story.
There were reports of him making these...
That's not even true, though. They didn't corroborate the exact same story. They corroborated very differing levels of severity. One person said one thing, they were like, oh, I heard he sexually assaulted his assistant. Someone else was like, oh, I heard he brought someone over when he was in his underwear and showed them his dildos. Another person said, oh, well, this is what I heard. I heard he was gay and he slept with his straight employee and there was a conflict of interest there. They didn't all say the same thing. That's not true. They didn't all say the same exact thing. Not true at all.
Assistants sleep in the same rooms.
Are you the next guest on Talk to It? Yeah, of course.
Slash bed with him on trips, touching him inappropriately, and dangling his job
Bitch.
in front of him.
After he goes through all of these messages that he goes to verify,
Oh shit, I killed him.
about the inappropriate work culture. And this is a message from another employee from a woman's perspective.
On my very first day, I was told to avoid being alone in a room with certain people in positions of power. At least once a week, I was subjugated to inappropriate...
At this point, I'm even questioning like the verification he's doing for Mr. Beast employees. Who knows who the f he's sourcing, right? Who knows who they are?
questions and conversations. Once a male coworker asked me what I would do if Jimmy assaulted or harassed me. On another occasion, this same coworker said it wasn't fair that women could just decide a past sexual encounter wasn't consensual. Many of the men I worked with would make assault and...
Okay, I see a lot of people saying that some places incentivize you to lie on your resume. That could be the case, but whatever the case is, we have no proof that LaQuoya Hill lied in his resume. We have no proof of that. Okay? And that's related to the time that he went to UNC Chapel Hill. And also, why would you lie about the time that you went to college? Why would you lie on your resume and say, oh, I went to this college from 2002 to 2005, when in reality you went from 1997 to 01. Why would you lie about that? It's such an unimportant lie. What if it's a Mama Max type situation? He's just walking around on campus after graduation. Who knows, bro? Anyway, back to watching the vid. My favorite video of all time. Oh, wait, I got this thing. Check this out, guys. I got a pocket goat. Look at this. It has other noises. It has the scream. It has this one called bleat.
Shit.
It has this one called
Need to work
kids.
on that bounty.
And it has this one called goats. This is for you guys. This is called goats. But my favorite one is
Hold
definitely
up.
the scream. I'm so mad.
I might be able to get him just as we sit.
I think it's cool.
The jokes on a daily basis. They would scream and hit walls when they got upset. The minute any woman leaves a room, they would talk about if/how they would fuck her. I've heard men comment on female contestants' bodies many times. Not everyone behaves this way.
Once again, this is like interesting, but there's no proof for it whatsoever. You know, there's no proof, and I'm not saying you can never talk about unsubstantiated allegations like in a passing sense, but Dogpack is the one publishing them, so the burden of proof is on him. The burden of proof is on him. Chris rated you. Thank you, Chris. The burden of proof is on him to prove whether or not this should happen.
No one openly speaks out against it in fear of losing their job. If you complain about any of this, you'll be shamed for being too sensitive or just ignored. You can't take any...
Didn't he say they were drunk? What's out of
Damn
context? Are you talking about Dr. Disrespect? He said that after, in one specific instance in his video, but he actually
Stand up,
didn't say they were
goddammit.
drunk taken out of context. He said, if you take anybody's statements out of context, they can make it look bad. That's what he said. Keep in mind, and prior to that, he said, I had inappropriate interactions with a minor. It was bad. I shouldn't have entertained them. I had no real intentions, which implies he had fantastical, fantasy intentions. So, yeah. Thank you, Chris Lennar.
anything to HR either because Jimmy's mom runs it. It's pretty common for people to essentially get paid to leave and stay quiet if they make enough noise about something. There is no employee handbook, by the way. If you
I
ask
probably
people
can't
or
be
what
in
the
my
company's
fucking
policies are, they just tell you to ask
submarine.
them and they'll let you know if anything is against the rules. But again, there's nothing in writing.
Final allegations were all about Mr. Beast, and some of this might be hard to hear, but this is exactly what he says about Mr. Beast being a misogynist.
Behind closed doors, the women in the company know that the culture is a problem. I have heard multiple stories of Jimmy being directly informed of SA happening at the company and proactively working to keep it quiet. So just directly implicating Jimmy in the SA cover-ups.
Is there any proof of that, though? Like, is there any proof whatsoever? When I saw the article of Mr. Beast buying a neighborhood for his employees to live in, I knew there was something wrong with that company. What does that even mean? Why? Why would that imply there's something wrong? Because he bought a house? Because he bought a neighborhood of houses so that his employees could live there to be closer to the offices? How? What? Given Jimmy's misogyny, it's so ironic and satisfying to know that a woman, Rosanna Pansino, is one of the main voices exposing him. Where is his misogyny? How do you know he's misogynistic? How do you know that? What makes you think he's a misogynist?
So she's one of the people corroborating that story. Ava told Jimmy about a time
The dark history of company towns, yeah.
she was essayed by another Talon member on a private jet, and Talon members / employees making advances towards contestants was a regular occurrence. The reason all of this was able to happen for so long is because Jimmy is deeply misogynistic and only respects what he considers to be traditional women.
This is the problem. Like, this is the shit that makes them think he's misogynistic. A random DM from some guy that then told this to Dogpack, and then Dogpack repeated it. You don't even know who this person is. You don't know where the f they came from. The only other evidence Jimmy's a misogynist, okay, is the fact that he, in like 2018, made a joke about women being dumb, which everyone was doing at that time. And people still do because it's kind of funny, okay? It's so nothing. These people, I don't know. I've become so black-pilled through every drama and how the average person is.
Women. He pushed those values into the company when he created it, and it resulted in several SA allegations we know about, and probably a lot more we don't know yet.
Never actually respect a woman, but just act like you respect them. I don't really get along.
Once again, like these out of context clips being like repeated in YouTube videos are clearly poisoning the well. The first one was clearly a joke. And this one is him just saying he doesn't get along with girls, which does not make you a misogynist, by the way. Mr. Beast started my time at 4 a.m. That's true, I did do that. I mean, he did that. It wasn't me!
I just highlighted some of the important parts about his video, but if you want to see the entire thing, the link is going to be in the description.
You should probably highlight the fact that he got the allegations wrong. Has he made a video about that? Doesn't look like it. You should probably highlight the fact that he falsely accused James Warren of beating girls. I think you should probably talk about that. Just saying. Maybe this video was posted before he admitted that, but yeah, I think you should probably talk about that.
But at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I spoke with another Mr. Beast employee who came forward with his story. Well, I spoke with him directly, and he shed a light on a couple things that weren't really discussed in anyone else's videos or testimonies. How long did you work for Jimmy for? You said 3 years.
Yeah, so I worked for Jimmy
And he
from
crashed me.
November of 2018.
Yeah, what a fucking loser.
All right, so we're gonna go into this interview. With
Okay,
the
yeah, it's
assumption
saved.
that nothing is proven.
Yet another
until we're
clip
shown
to add
otherwise.
to the.
So this is just one guy saying that these things happened. It
Ugh,
could be
it's
interesting,
so
it could be
dumb,
true, it could be
bro.
lying. Ultimately, we just gotta have to wait and see. But we're
Fucking
going into this with the impression
losers.
that there's no specific evidence of any claim he's making. So just keep that in mind, okay? I'm not going to repeat a million times, no proof, no proof, no proof, because that's already assumed. So we're just going to listen to what he says and comment on the possibility of it being true, comment on what it could mean if it is true. But keep in mind here, when we watch this video, I cannot stress this enough, we don't know if what he's saying is accurate or valid, other than the fact that he worked at Mr. Beast. I think that is confirmed.
I think beginning October of 2021, so almost 3 years.
What did you do there, mainly? Just editing?
I started off with me editing for Beast Reacts in 2018. Did a lot of work to
Spin?
improve myself on that, and then became editor and post-production manager on. Also, I had some water on my lips, so that's going to be great on the camera. I moved to post-production manager and editor at the same time for Beast Reacts, like 2018, 2019-ish. And then they really still enjoyed my work up to that point. So at the end of 2019,
Never seen a man with a wig. Is he wearing a wig? Is that on his real hair? I don't understand. It looks real. You can see the roots right there. You can see it connecting to his head. I don't think it's a wig. Why do you keep saying it's a wig? How is it a wig? How do you know it's a wig? Look at his streams.
Hey.
Why did he do that? Wait, what the? Wait, wait. I don't even care that he's bald or balding. I don't even care. But whoa, why did he wear a wig? What the? It's a hair transplant? But this stream is from 2 months ago. If you get a hair transplant, you can't just regrow all that hair instantly. It would take time. Wait, that's such a good wig. It matches his hair color and everything. I thought it was real. What the? Wait. Oh my god. Comb over? It's not a comb over. This is not a comb over. You can't just comb over your hair to have new roots at the front of your head. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I know we're derailing, but I straight up didn't believe you. Wow. All right, back to the interview. All right. Goddamn. Holy shit.
I was contracted to go out to North Carolina to work on main channel videos because December of 2019 was just like they were pushing out one video a week. And like they were all huge videos and it was like all hands on deck, so they wanted me to go out there and help on that. I went out there and then, you know, put in my worth out there to the point where they enjoyed it so much that they offered for me to move out to North Carolina and work full-time as a editor / post-production manager, and I accepted. So in January of 2020, I moved out to North Carolina, worked on more main channel videos. They wanted me to work on main channel videos, but they also wanted me to head this other subsidiary company they had called Horizontal Productions. And eventually they told me that I needed to stop working on the main channel videos and just head Horizontal Productions for gaming and reacts. I basically did that from March of 2020 to October of 2021. During that time, I was post-production manager, I was also production manager, I was also an editor, and I was also a retention specialist. Like,
so where do we get to the good stuff? Are there timestamps? I know there was something about Adderall, drugs, coke. I thought there was something about Adderall. Is Adderall with one arm? Oh, it is with one arm. Holy shit. Okay. Here we go.
What is it, Monday? He's over there working.
James Warren is the one that strongholds the entire company to change the video to how he thinks the video needs to be changed to.
So you were working around the time that James Warren was actually still CEO there?
Yes, yeah. I think James Warren is still CEO there. James Warren, I think he's always been the CEO of Mr. Beast.
To your knowledge, did you know about him offering substances to people to stay and wait work longer?
Yep, Adderall. There was a huge...
10 grand.
I say huge, but it was all internal. There was a time in summer of 2020, it might have been fall, where Adderall was being passed around the company, and there were higher up employees that were offering it to other employees just so they could work all night and edit videos all night, so that way they could like stop complaining and stop sleeping.
I feel like my perspective on this claim in particular is super fried because I have done in my life I've done a decent amount of Adderall to get stuff done, especially when I was in college. When I was grinding, when I was trying to not have to be in college anymore, so I wanted to make enough money, I took a bunch of Adderall, Vyvanse, those are the two. So I took a bunch of it, you know. Is it unethical to pass out Adderall to employees, like, you know, substances to employees when they're not prescribed it? Yeah, obviously. It's technically illegal too. But I had a prescription for sure. We can tell. I'm actually not on Adderall right now, to be honest. I have relatively high energy. But
Oh my god, somebody tried to spawn on me.
Do a drug test sometime, okay? If you ever see me in person, ask me to piss in a cup. I'm not taking Adderall at all. But yeah, if I had to guess, I could probably get in some serious trouble for this. If I had to guess, I don't really know. But yeah, right now, yeah, I did say right now. I'm like Dr. Disrespect. Okay, I'm not on Adderall right now. Have I been on Adderall? You don't have any proof of that. You don't have any proof of it. Did I admit to taking Adderall at some point? Maybe I did. You don't have any proof of that. So yeah. Now there's another claim I wanted to see in here, related specifically to LaKoya Hill. That's what I wanted to see.
The CEO?
Because I know he talked about it. Here we go.
And there's so much behind the scenes with abusing employees. He's guilty of all of those.
Did you know about LaKoya Hill? Or have you met LaKoya or
Oh, I very much worked with LaKoya to the point where, I don't know if you saw my tweet the other day, but after that video came out, after Dogpack's video came out about LaKoya, like all of those memories just rushed back to me, and I was just like, oh my god, he was kicked out of the company because of sexual. There's so many things about all of these stories coming out that I straight up just forgot because A, it's traumatizing. B, it's just so much information that whenever it comes up, it just strikes right back.
So what's interesting is that he's basically corroborating what was in Dogpack's video about LaKoya. That doesn't mean it happened for sure. He could be lying. He could be schizophrenic, but he also could be telling the truth. So I think that's important to have here. I am glad that he was willing to come on camera with his face and, you know, verify the allegations. I think that's a good thing. You know, instead of having all the anonymous sources from Dogpack's video, I think it's good to like have your face out and just talk about what happened, supposedly, allegedly. You know, I think it's good. So, yeah, like, you know, that's interesting.
In my head, and I'm just like, oh my god, he did, like, touch his assistant and things like that. So, like, yes, I talked a lot with LaKoya when I was at Mr. Beast. When the sexual assault allegations or accusations started in 2021, it was announced in the company that LaKoya was taking a family leave, and that family leave occurred for a month. And then someone messaged me, and I don't
bias, but also as someone who needs Adderall to function, thinking about it being given out freely right before the shortage gives you mixed feelings. I mean, I think that's not the only problem. The other problem is just like offering to like overwork your employees using, you know, illicit substances is not a good thing, right? Like Adderall is like on average relatively harmless, but it's still an illicit drug. It's still basically meth, you know. I don't want to say basically meth, it's not exactly true, but it's chemically similar to meth, so it's not like it's just like an unserious drug. It is a serious thing to take. You don't know about pre-existing health conditions that can exist with the people you're handing it out to, like maybe it'll affect them negatively. It's not prescription, so it's illegal. Like there's so many bad angles to that. I don't think you can really defend like passing out Adderall to employees especially if there's some kind of pressuring involved. Like, it's just not. Yeah, I don't think you can really speed, not meth, whatever. I don't think you can really deny that. You know.
I don't remember if it was Ava. I don't remember if it was.
So there's like 12. There's like 12 different problematic angles, I think, to that. I don't think it's good to pass out Adderall to employees, probably.
Carl or someone, but someone messaged me and they gave me the tip of, hey, look.
But we don't know if that happened. This guy claiming it. He could be lying. He could be misremembering. Maybe he didn't even see it happen firsthand. I don't know. It's an allegation, you know. For all intents and purposes, it's allegation.
Hoya's not been on family leave for a month. He got caught sexually his assistant, and I was like, what the.
Wow.
He took his leave July, and then it was.
Wait, he got messaged about it. He didn't know if it happened firsthand. Hold on.
But someone messaged me, and they gave me the tip of, hey, look.
So he didn't see it happen firsthand. He didn't get like internal documents about it. He was told by someone else about the LaKoya thing.
Koya's not been on family leave for a month. He got caught sexually his assistant, and I was like, what the.
Wow.
He took his leave July, and then it was confirmed that that happened in like August of 2021. And the tweet that I posted the other day was also, you know, it didn't like confirm my knowledge of the sexual allegations or anything, although, you know, there's messages of that too. It just added more info about.
So we're kind of at the same exact spot we were before, because I thought this guy would have more involvement, but he basically got the information from someone else who said that it happened, which is the same amount of proof that Dogpack had. So maybe it did happen, maybe it didn't, but I don't see super compelling evidence here.
Like how things are run in the company, because LaKoya had a pretty high position in the company. Like he was production manager.
I'm looking at it right now. When I went back to look at logs about LaKoya, the story came up.
And about like how there was I got hunted by an FBI agent video in 2021, and what people don't know is that that was the second time that was recorded. Very similar to the Jake Weddle story.
What?
Amazing how that happened so much in 2021. The first time that they recorded it, they didn't vet the FBI agent talent properly, and it ended up that guy was a psychopath and
what?
Like bumped into the car that Ava and Chandler and all the other talent were in, and like made them drive off the road and crash.
What? I would like to see some proof for that. They hired a psychopathic FBI agent for their video and he ran them off the road? What? I just had like a record scratch sound effect in my head. You guys know what I mean? Like a record scratch rewind DJ, you know? Wanna freaking these guys? I just had one of those. I just had one of those for real, alright? I had one of those, okay? You know, just hit rewind right there. What?
And yeah, like he bumped it. He bumped to the back of their car and made them crash. I don't know if it was into a ditch. I don't know if it was into a tree, but they crashed the car. And like it got to the point where they had to stop recording, and then they decided that they were going to go separate ways with the FBI agent, but not before the FBI agent said that he used to be in the war in Afghanistan.
Oh!
And he said that he got PTSD about the war from that video. And then also
Chris Kyle moment, strong sense of deja vu.
Actually being at the war in Afghanistan was actually fun. So
Base! Base psychopath. What the hell? I love getting them Afghans. They deserved it. They came after our towers. We ain't got no twin towers no more. I'ma love it.
Yeah, just searching LaKoya in the group chat just brought up so many like different instances of LaKoya not knowing what the he was doing at the company.
Yeah.
Because he's best friends with James Warren. So that
Motherfuckers just keep setting bounties on me.
LaKoya was then
Researching the group chat, can we see them?
and quote unquote let go in 2021, but then secretly
shit.
within the company to a lower position.
I actually gotta do
where I
that
guess he
right
wasn't
now.
as visible in documents, and then eventually
Just fly over here and
promoted to
request the damn
another
thing.
position of power. Up until, you know, very recently, whenever they had to restructure the company with the leaked email from within Mr. Beast's team, and then he got reshuffled to circling right back to it.
All right, we're kind of at the same exact level of proof we were before with this, but whatever. Can't stop staring at his wig. It's a good wig. It had me fooled. I didn't even notice that there were two different hair colors. I assumed he just dyed his hair or something. But I also had noticed that he had like splotches on his head, and I didn't know what that was. Is this like tanner or something? Like his skin looks like a slightly different color. I don't know if it's just the camera, but it looks like there's like one color here and one color here and one color here. I don't think it's just shadows though. Like it looks like he's sprayed with orange or something. I don't know. I was very perplexed. He's a lizard based. All right, chat. On that note, I know that this stream VOD has only been a couple hours long, but I have 1 hour and a half long. But I've actually been live for like 5.5, 6 hours. So I'm gonna get off. Yeah. If you want to get stream clips, go to the Tom Dark Live channel. If you want to watch the full VODs, become a member on the channel. And yeah, that's about all there is to it. Almost at 50K on the live channel. Almost at 50K. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right, I will catch you guys later.
Around her getting asked the same handful of questions with the same responses. And occasionally, if someone says something she doesn't like, it becomes very tense.
The word star appears immediately. That is something that you will never, ever overcome, however much.
First of all, that's rude. I'm trying to.
First of all, I was in the adult industry for 3 months, so you need to fact check before you ask me to call into the radio station.
She's so mad, Jesus. She's mauling. She's mauling.
This pattern has caused there to be a simplified and, in my opinion at least, often skewed telling of events. That being said, through deeper digging, I was able to compile some often unreferenced information, usually in the form of an occasional anecdote she'd tell if she was feeling more comfortable. And even though I haven't connected everything, I think I have a far better understanding of this tale that is often surprising, outrageous, and honestly quite tragic. But before we go any further with this video, I just want to get any order. Let's go back to the beginning with her upbringing to shed more light on why Sarah might possibly have turned into Mia. Coming from the Middle East, her parents must have been terrified of Western cultures and the influences it could have on their daughter.
Bro, imagine how upset her parents were over this. Like, a traditional Catholic conservative family from Lebanon moves to the United States for the hope of a better life. And then, like, 10 years later, their daughter ends up having her tits plastered across every website on the internet. That's crazy. That's crazy. I feel bad for her parents. That's what I feel bad for most in this situation, based on what I know. Because, like, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Thinking about being a father in that situation is so dark.
Due to this, Mia claims that she had more freedom in Lebanon to visit friends than she did in the States. Being unsuccessful socially at public school, her parents decided to move her to Massanutten Military Academy, a boarding school for grades 8 through 12 located in Woodstock, Virginia. Despite being tormented at public school and knowing how horrible it feels to be picked on, Mia has admitted to being a bully while at the academy.
You sat in front of class, you were getting your Jolly Rancher in your hair, dude. You're a bully. Were you a bully? I was.
It may have been.
Whoa, interesting. We just saw clips of her talking about how she was bullied and she was humiliated. And here she says she was a bully. Huh. Well, it was a little offhanded. I mean, maybe it's a joke or something, right?
Her natural ability to haze other students that allowed her to find community at this academy. Or maybe it was because she had more freedom than living with her parents. In more recent interviews, she refers to herself as isolated in high school, though it does appear to be where she became more active in an adult context.
Were you known as the blowjob girl?
I was.
So depending on what interview you're listening to, there are two possible reasons Mia went to the expensive boarding school.
Well, I guess in that interview she could have been lying because that seems like it was more from the days. Maybe she was like lying about that to seem more sexy or something. You know, I could give her that. And I mean, as for the bullying thing, I don't really care if someone was a bully in high school. It's not my problem. You know, I don't give a shit. Especially kids in high school are so stupid. You don't realize what the fuck you're doing a lot of the time. You don't realize the negative consequences they can have on someone. But I will say, like, her indignance over like, oh, I was bullied, I was a victim, I was an outcast, and then being like, I was a bully. I actually was a bully. It's like, I don't know, that's weird. Boogie faking Ligma was so Sigma. True. I honestly believe the shitty stuff she said that happened to her, but the way she went about exposing them hurt her reputation. Well, I guess we'll see more about that because I don't know all the details.
She had no friends at public school, or she was a wild child her parents were desperately trying to tame. After graduation, Mia reflected on her experience positively and even mentioned that she had plans to continue in the military. However, those aspirations quickly faded when she realized she was getting tired of the strict schedule. Without a plan and looking to feel settled, she turned her attention to another way of still having the military around her without being directly involved: marrying into the military. It was in the boarding school that was meant to shelter her where Mia met her first husband, Wyatt O'Brien. He was 23 at the time when she was only 16. This should have been a warning for Mia, but she admitted that at the time she felt a connection with Wyatt because he made her feel desired.
It definitely should have been a warning, but also, I mean, she was a kid, right? So, like, how much can you really blame her for that? You know what I mean? I'm not saying Gamer from Mars is doing that, but, like, she's a child in the situation, you know? Have you been tested for polycythemia vera? No, I might have it. I might have cancer. I actually do have it right now in my mind.
He would call her mature for her age. 4 days after her 18th birthday,
Common line. She's so mature for her age. Common line, bro.
in 2011, he convinced Mia to elope. Though the couple didn't spend much time together because the military forced Wyatt to be away often. When they were together, she discovered a dark secret of Mr. O'Brien. He could only have sex after watching explicit content.
He had a very unhealthy obsession. It was to the point where we never had sex unless he was watching first, and it was that was just his twisted fantasy.
To be fair,
he's a addict, dude. He's a literal gooner. Common U.S. Army freak. Is that common, SB? I remember when Mia Khalifa was an iFunny spokesperson, which is the most random person to have. Like, what the? Well, she was a big meme at the time. Also a big fan. Keep up the drama. What was she an iFunny spokesperson? I don't remember that. I don't even remember that. Mia Khalifa iFunny Meme Academy. What? What is this? Credentials.
What does it take to teach memeology at iFunny's Meme Academy? I did my
Oh, bruh.
got my master's at Harvard, and a PhD from Oxford in memeology.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Now I remember why I hated iFunny.
No, I'm just kidding. I got kicked out of community college for smoking weed. Now I just make sick-ass memes all day, and they get shared by millions. And you can too. iFunny's Meme Academy starts soon. Don't miss out.
iFunny Meme Academy? What the f is this? Meme Academy, former students.
A few of you have asked me, Professor K, what have your students gone on to achieve after studying memeology with you? Let me introduce you to some.
I've never seen something worse in my life. Oh, Keemstar's reaction. I love Keemstar.
The next few weeks, I'm going to be teaching you the world's finest art form, memeology.
Justified reaction, honestly. True. I forgot he said that. I mean, I guess it fits that clip. True. No.
Going to Reddit, I discovered a post talking about users named Dirty Chem and Dirty Chem's wife, who used to be in the cuckolding community. This is interesting because some claim them to be a Mia and Wyatt before her rise to fame. It was from that
the cuckolding community? This is a community? This is a congregation? This is a think tank? The cuckolding community. The community. Okay, new lore drop.
I plan on going and getting by a guy who thinks I'm cheating on my husband with him, while he works late and leaving this post on the computer alone with dinner sitting in front of it.
Yeah. That's fire. Aren't you the CEO? Oh, I am. That's crazy, bro. That's awesome. Yo. Goddamn.
Attached link shows her messaging a man named Cody who is excited to hook up with Mia. I just want to get you already. Should I leave, LOL? Yes. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
There's even a follow-up of Wyatt finding out about her and Cody and getting excited. Here you can see Mia's hand on top of a man's lap that is presumably not her husband's, with her spouse responding, "Go on." Things got progressively racier from here, with the images and messages turning into posts showing full-on explicit acts.
Go on, as you must, as you may. My dear, go on. Bro. I mean, it's not surprising coming from, you know, Mia Khalifa, but holy shit. They're both, I think they're both crazy people.
One Redditor states, "My wife likes to put something sexy on when my buddy comes over for our weekly."
What?
Bro, no! My wife likes to...
Lol, I'm just sitting there doing the...
Chat, we're in some dark gooner
That's
territory
crazy.
here, okay? I need to put on
Give
my,
me 1 second.
my,
I need to
my
go get the
anti-goon
glasses.
goggles real quick for this one. All right, guys, get your equipment out, okay? Get it out. This is really important, okay? You're going to take your anti-goon goggles, put them like this, make sure that, you know, when you look through them, you're resistant to goon material. Looks like I am. They're still in working condition. They're a little old, but I think they're still going to do the trick. You're going to take these. Make sure you wipe the lenses to make sure there's not any goon gunk in there. It could make you, you know, exposed to this kind of thing. And you're going to want to put them on directly like this. You're not going to want to see the problem most people make is they have them folded and they like, you know, they do it very quickly. You're going to want to put it out there. Make sure that everything's good, okay, when you're looking through them. And then put them on, okay? Now these anti-goon goggles are going to prevent me from the radiation permeating from these videos, this kind of content, these Reddit posts, okay? They're going to prevent me from being susceptible to this gooner material. It's extremely important. Now I'm also going to say, you know, it can be recommended to get your Stop Gooning hat. Now I know you guys don't have this right now, okay? It will be on sale soon though, and this kind of thing is going to prevent you from the you know, gooner radiation that could be coming through the screen when this kind of thing goes on, because there is a real gooner to cuck pipeline, and you want to make sure that you're not, you know, engaging in that anyway. So this could be very helpful. I'm not going to need to wear this right now because I've already got the glasses on, and I don't want this on my hair. You know, it can be noted that this can be extremely beneficial in these kind of situations. Keep that in mind, okay? Keep it up tip top, okay? Now if your face is crooked, it may be difficult to put these on, but if you just push them back enough, you might look a little less like your face is up. This is gonna help you. I'm gonna be wearing these for the remainder of this video, I think, unless there's, you know, a portion that stops this kind of gooner material. But it's gonna be really important that you have, you know, some kind of protection against this kind of stuff, because, you know, it's dangerous out there, okay? You don't know what kind of pipeline you're going to get sucked into. Before long, you could be receiving BBC therapy, and that's not a situation you want to be in. So definitely get your anti-goon materials on it. The gooner and the goonette, dude. This is some serious stuff here. Notice how that's the goon goggles, not anti-goon. No, these are certified. I have the paperwork for them. Okay, they are anti-goon. I promise you. These are certified anti-goon. Okay, they are. Gooners stand back and stand by will rise up. True. Very true. Only the best tips from Gobble Gooner. Thanks for looking out for us. No problem, man. Hey, I'm here for you. Okay, I'm here for you. Now on that note, my Lunchables are here, so I'm gonna go get those and piss. Never effing goon. True, Marty. Never goon. Just be careful, guys. Okay. All right, chat. I've got my Lunchables here. I'm gonna set these aside, let them warm up a little bit. Okay. But I do have my water as well, and we'll be enjoying these at the conclusion of the stream before my valiant journey. Okay, so these are gonna go over here. Once again, get your anti-gooning technology before we get back into this, okay? It's going to be important that you have some kind of protection against the UV radiation coming from this kind of thing, okay? So just have that in mind here, okay? Have that in mind, okay? The glasses won't save you. I think they will. If they don't, then, you know, it's already... But I've already been exposed to a decent amount of radiation from this content already. So, I mean, it's possible that it's over, but, you know, I'm doing my best here to deliver the content while also protecting myself, okay? From extreme psychic damage.
Responded, "Whoa, that's awesome. You two should figure out a way to make sure all the guys but act like it's a mistake. See who
no
makes a move on her." Wyatt even answered questions about Mia and confirmed her identity in an R Hot Wife post. "That's my wife, not Indian though, Lebanese. She's been posted on this sub multiple times. LOL. These accounts predate Mia's time in the adult industry, making the popular story of Mia randomly being given a card and jumping into hardcore less believable, since there seemed to be a slower progression towards that.
Right, there was already sort of some goonery going on. She was already in that community. She was engaging in the cuckold fetish, the common cuckold fetish, known to be popularized by the Voshian streamer known as Stephen Bonnell III. Obviously, this was popularized by him. He's the inception of it back in 1994. But since it's become extremely popular, and it seems that Mia Khalifa was a reader of this Voshian philosophy. I got in a Fury car wreck because you left and I gooned. Dude, I'm so sorry. I will never do that again, okay? Just purchase a new car, get back in, and I'll never leave stream again. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry.
Many of the posts involving Wyatt and Mia are now deleted, but I did manage to find a few where Wyatt addresses his wife coming into the industry. In 2020, he responded to someone posting about Mia being forced into filming. It was an experimental age for both of us. We both enjoyed it at the time. Then when someone asked how he felt about his ex being a famous adult star, he responded with, "Don't really care, to be honest." Wyatt also responded back to a Redditor who felt bad that girls like Mia would do. Wyatt responded, "Why? She enjoys it."
Whoa. Hey, she loves it. She's a big fan. She's into it, okay? She loves gooning. She's a gooning enthusiast. I get spitting some facts here, okay?
O'Brien has been quiet about his former wife since these posts, most likely because he'd now have to answer for the claims of grooming, and we'll get into their separation later. It's interesting to show that her explicit internet debut was much earlier than any source listed as currently. And from what I can tell, she has never publicly talked about these accounts. But Reddit is not the only topic Mia avoids discussing. When Mia was living in El Paso, Texas in 2012, still married...
In fairness, anyone with a history on Reddit would not want to discuss that, okay? So I understand her position, Reddit is an embarrassing place full of embarrassing things, Whether or not you're a part of the gooning cuck community, you're going to be a part of something bad. You might be a part of, r/art, okay? The art there is not going to be good. You might be a part of r/GIF. It's not going to be a good thing, okay? Reddit has many embarrassing, disgusting communities, and frankly, I understand the aversion. Now, I personally, as an anti-gooning advocate, have never had any history on Reddit, and I'm thankful for that. My only history on Reddit was on the r/Cumtown subreddit, which, despite the name, has nothing to do with cum or any towns. It's based purely on the anti-gooning philosophy, and that's where I started this kind of religion that I've been, propagating to you guys. But, Reddit is a very dark place, so, I understand her want to avoid that subject. That being said, I think there needs to be some repenting for her actions because, she was a part of it. She was into it. She liked it. She was a Redditor, some may say, and so was her husband at the time. So I think there needs to be some, atonement for that kind of thing. I think most of you guys in chat would agree, right?
Working at a restaurant while attending college, she lost a lot of weight, which she talks about a lot.
And then I kind of started to chase that validation because I felt like that was the only way for me to get positive attention from men because I was so overweight growing up.
I lost 50 pounds in college, but I was overweight for, honestly, until a year before I went into the industry.
While it is a good anecdote, I noticed that as time has gone on, she has made the spin on it much more negative.
You lost 50 pounds exercising or starving or all of the above?
No, it was through exercise.
That's great.
The first thing I did was cut out soda. And also I don't drink that often, so I never had to worry about beer weight or wine calories.
Yeah, that's the thing that a lot of people don't tell you, drinking beer is gooner behavior for sure. It's it's an extreme goon thing, to be honest with you. It leads to a lot of dark stuff. You can't be drinking beer, okay? I've never drank beer in my life. I've never touched a drop of alcohol. I've been sober my entire life, okay? Any evidence contradicting that, any photo from my Twitter account of someone with a picture of a Miller Lite and ice cream and Zins, that's just a fake AI Photoshop. That was not me. I'm an advocate for only consuming gamer subs, anti-gooning gamer subs, not from the waifu cup though.
These are liquor and stuff. So
let it be known.
Cutting soda out really helped.
By 2021, this has shifted as she now alleges to have lost the weight through more harmful methods.
Right. And I lost the weight in the worst possible way.
What do you mean? How did you do it?
Not eating, just being completely unhealthy, abusing laxatives, just doing all of these.
Well, she might have been, in fairness, she might have been lying before because she didn't want to admit to it. That could be part of the inconsistency here, to give her a little bit of benefit of the doubt. Maybe before she didn't want to admit what she was up to because it was, a negative thing, not a thing to be super proud of, your past. So maybe she was running from the truth there a little bit to make herself look less bad or not tell people the shit she was going through,
Things to put my body through the ringer and lose this weight so drastically.
No matter how she lost the weight, the young college student was impressed with herself and wanted other people to see her hard work. Since Wyatt was gone often and she was forced to wear a drab uniform at her mundane restaurant gig, Mia may have wanted a change of pace, a more exciting life, if you will. So she decided to take a job at Q-Rotica, El's ultimate exotic and erotic adult party. It was here that she supposedly met the Reddit user Not Dirty Chem, who managed the strip club and exposed Mia's job in the adult party scene. I managed to dig up a now deleted post which detailed their long-term relationship. And if this account is to be believed, it details his long-term relationship with Mia, all the while never knowing that she was actually married. And while I can't say definitively this is real, he does provide pictures of Mia which are not available anywhere else on the web, so you can be the judge. Not Dirty claims that Mia would speak briefly on the phone with Wyatt, but told him it was her gay best friend. He even alleges that she filmed them having sex without his permission. Their relationship lasted past her days of giving lap dances and into her time in Miami, showing another instance of Mia exposing herself to the risque and embracing it. Mia fully stopped working at the club around teen when she moved to Miami after claiming to have gotten her degree.
So I was able to graduate college in 3 years because I had 3 years of high school credits earned. So I went to UTEP, graduated, got out of there as fast as possible because there was nothing in El Paso.
I hate to keep on giving these side notes, but I could not find any record of Mia ever graduating from El Paso. I combed through all the school's commencement names dating from 2010 to 2020, and her legal name was not found. I don't doubt that Mia went to college, but there is a question of why she doesn't show up on these records.
I can't F with Gamer Subs. They're a notorious Gooner brand. They're always sponsoring Ethos and Femboys. Listen, I think you raised an excellent point. That being said, we're going to turn it around, okay? We're going to make it a base brand again. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm going to fix it from the inside out, okay? Watch me. Watch me. I'll do whatever needs to be done. Mr. President, I will do whatever needs to be done.
Anyway, back to the video. Mia felt self-conscious about her body after attaining a thinner frame. This was due to the fact that she now had extra skin and didn't like how her breasts looked, missing the old version of them.
I had 34 triple Ds, and then I lost 60 pounds, and I had 32 A's, but I had all of this excess skin to the point where the doctor couldn't put implants in, otherwise my nipples would face like my toes. So they had to do a lift and then put implants in.
It appears the biggest reason for her move to Miami was for her boob job. She did copious amounts of research about the procedure and the best doctors to give her the look she was going for.
Part of the reason I chose Miami was actually because I knew I didn't want to live in California, but the best doctors for that are in Beverly Hills. But the second best place is Coral Gables in Miami.
Following the surgery and painful recovery, Mia noticed that as she was out eating, walking down the street, and just carrying on about her life, that eyes were always following her.
Okay, in fairness, here's what I'll say, okay? With the excess skin, is that very possible? Yes, I don't doubt that there could be excess skin as a result of that, but she got like the biggest tits possible. Like, I'm sorry, they're so big, bro. She got like the biggest tits she could possibly have gotten. So, I don't know. Was the surgery requirement for them to be that large, really? That captivating to the audience? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't personally buy it.
All of a sudden, people, specifically men, couldn't keep their eyes off of her. She felt like she finally was attractive, desired, and started to change her wardrobe to show off her new curves.
So I had to do some research, and so you worked at Whataburger, right?
I did not.
Did you not? Is that all made up? Is that all made up?
Where did
It
you
is
research?
all made up.
See, obviously the wrong thing. Is that made up for real?
Someone did confront me, but it was out like I was at the mall.
It was outside this establishment in a plaza where she'd hear a car come to a screeching stop. The black-tinted window rolled down to reveal a middle-aged man in the driver's seat, who openly looked her up and down, telling her she was drop-dead gorgeous and had the perfect body for modeling. Mia took the card and then researched the company, shocked to discover that it was for nude modeling and pornography. Looking at her testimonies, I do believe that she likely took the card home, showed it to her husband, who then agreed it would be a good idea. This lines up with her feelings.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably okay with it because he was a gooner himself. He was into cuck roleplay, so it seems like a thing he would be not bothered by, right? Seems like a thing he'd be like, oh, whatever. Seems like he had kind of flimsy thoughts around that kind of thing.
Of being pressured into it. She explained that she waited 2 weeks but was unable to deny her curiosity and the allure of the new job.
There is so much out there that there's no way that anyone is ever going to see me. So I kind of did it just to let off some steam and be, I don't know, I thought it would be my dirty little secret, and then it blew up in my face.
Mia never expounded on what exactly she was rebelling against. But her former associate, Gilbert Arenas...
I mean, probably was rebelling partially against, like, you know, she grew up in, like, a Catholic conservative family, presumably, right, from the Middle East, from Lebanon. You know, grew up in a Catholic conservative family there, came over to the United States, ended up attending military school. Obviously, you know, pornography and that kind of super gooner material is not super smiled upon by those people. So I assume that has something to do with it. It seems to be somewhat of a trend you see for some of these female stars. They grow up in very conservative families, and part of their rebelling is like, I'm gonna be a, you know, it's kind of a thing you see.
Spoke in an interview that she decided to go into the industry because she was, quote, pissed off at her parents.
Like, it was like, dang, you feel bad because it's like, well, I didn't dance that long. I was only gonna do it because I was pissed off at my parents.
If you're keeping track, this makes 3 possible stories as to why Mia became an adult actress. Either it was because she wanted validation, was angry at her parents, or coerced by her ex-husband. Maybe it was a combination of all three. No matter what the case may be, what we know for sure is that she began working with the editor who stopped her in the street, Dave, at the company Scoreland, a smaller operation based in Miami that specializes in women with large breasts. Mia has
specializes. They specialize in women with large breasts. The Score Group. Score Group. Wikipedia. Quad International Incorporated, doing business as the Score Group, is an independent publishing company based in Miami, Florida, that engages in the production and distribution of adult entertainment. They publish several monthly magazines, including its flagship publication, Score, and several including Voluptuous, 1818, Naughty Neighbors, and Leg Sex. TSG also publishes quarterly magazines, including XL, 40-something, 50-plus MILFs, 60-plus MILFs, and Newcomers, as well as a mainstream men's magazine, Looker. In addition, it distributes adult content. What the magazine. Score specializes in photographs of women with large breasts. Wikipedia! YouTube, I did not mean to click that. That was not my intention. We will be deleting the VOD. That was not my intention whatsoever. It was educational in context. Clearly, it was educational. I was on an educational forum. I accidentally hovered over an educational link on Wikipedia. I would never have done that knowing what was going on there. I was just curious why there was a Wikipedia page called Large Breasts. I was not under the belief that there would have been any kind of image involved. The VOD will be gone.
Talked about her time at this company, preferring to focus on her most well-known videos from Bang Bros. Because of this, people often summarize her rise to fame as her being approached behind the counter at a Whataburger by Bang Bros, which is a weird false amalgamation of stories. At Scoreland, she acted in videos under the alias Mia Khalifa. She shot over 2 hours of content with them and 300
pretending to be Spanish, pretending to be Italian, pretending to be Mediterranean. Extremely disturbing. Extremely disturbing. Body type stacked. Once again, Vashi and short stack goblin allegation here, okay?
And 66 photos. While she might not have wanted the entire world to know her dirty little secrets, she certainly didn't mind a few knowing at least. On top of that, she shares a glimpse into her background, schooling, and job here. In this interview, she says that pornography was always something she wanted to do.
So you came in again, and this time, Gil was very slick. He said, so we want to ask you something, but I understand that you can't really leave your register, so I'm going to give you this website, and you should go to it on your own time. So he wrote down, handed it to me on a piece of paper.
She seems so excited. She's so hype here. She's like, I just wanted to do it. You can go to this website on your own time.
And I went to the bathroom and I checked it out. And as soon as I saw what it was, I was like, this would be so cool.
This would be so cool, she says. Huh? This would be so cool. Interesting.
It's very fair to argue that these clips are just from a sleazy interview and she was putting on an act. However, she is truthful about a lot of the personal information here, making it difficult to detect where the line is drawn between fact and fiction. Mia must have felt some sort of connection to this industry because she was such a success at Scoreland that she got the attention of the famous adult company Bang Bros.
I've never even heard of that.
In 2014.
Bang Bros.
And agreed to work with them. After the shift, they decided to update her fake name to Mia Khalifa. She got the idea by using her dog's name Mia and her favorite rapper's name Khalifa. It was there that the young, naive, and vulnerable Mia would
His name is
become one
Wiz.
of the most notorious
Respect
stars
on his
for
name.
one particular scene that changed her life forever. Based on early interviews from 2014, Mia seemed excited to take part in a new opportunity. Bang Bros was larger, their clothes, hair, and makeup were better quality, and the men around her made her feel special, desired, and beautiful. Everyone likely told her how
it's so perplexing to me how like it has become like this feminist thing, or at least it was for a while. It seemingly like has kind of died down recently, but like the idea that like this feminist, even from just like a basic like layman's like interpretation of it, is crazy, because like what it does is not empower women. It reduces them to like the most bare bones form they can possibly have, which is like their sex appeal, right? You know, I'm not trying to get all feminist and cringe here and all lib, but I feel like the most misogynistic thing you can possibly do to a woman is reduce her to her naked form and have that be the only thing that matters. You know, that's not like a feminist thing. I understand wanting to like reclaim sexuality and it's for me now and I get to profit off of it and whatever, but like, first of all, the people at the top of the industry are making way more money than any of the adult actresses, you know? That's how business works. People at the top make more, people at the bottom make less. And on top of that, like, let's say you are making more than the executives in some hypothetical world, right? The way you're making money is still off of like your naked body. It's not off of anything you're saying. It's not off of anything you've thought, not off your opinion. The guys watching don't give a fuck about you. They're beating their meat to you because of your physical raw form and the putrid things you're willing to do on camera. It's not a very feminist thing. Okay, it's not. It's anti-woman even, I would say. It's against the advancement of the female race. Not that I care. Not that I care, okay? Women? L. But seriously, like it's not good, you know. It's not good for women. Not good for women. Hot take. Hot take. My major focus is on it's far from liberation. Yeah, I don't think you need a degree to figure that out, but that's interesting.
Amazing she was. How much money she would make.
Tommy almost made his goon in chat. You'll be trialed by the goon gods in India. Dude, honestly, I deserve it. I deserve to be put on the highest court of the Indian authority.
And how she was a natural performer. The industry built her up and made her feel like she could trust them until one day, while in hair and makeup, the producers confirmed that she could speak Arabic, and then explained to her their brilliant idea of her wearing a hijab in an explicit video. In early podcast appearances, Mia talks about the scene, claiming that she didn't know it was going to be bad. But over the next couple of years, she started to add in the detail that she pushed back against the producers, and they just laughed her off.
Very Muslim.
Well, and apparently, speaking of Hassan, apparently I was mentioned by him in some way. Let's see this.
I first started watching you on Leftovers and wasn't familiar with their solar stream. Now that I see you fight/explain things to people who don't know better, how would you rank trying to explain things back in the day to Ethan? Generally speaking, he was so normie. I think it was fine. It was just like the audience reaction was so insane. Like there were multiple incredibly active Reddit communities that were watching every episode and specifically massaging the way that like everyone in the community looked at the stuff. And then they would come in here and they would be like, dude, you did such a piss poor job. I'm actually a Marxist Leninist and you did such an awful job explaining shit to Ethan. Like, and they would do that over and over again. And they would clip my Malding reaction after the 11th time and then post it onto other subreddits to be like, see, he's Malding. It's just like, it is what it is, you know? Drama frogs like ruin everything. Yeah, there was a complex of streamers who were also coaxing Ethan certain ways as well. Exactly. Like they made clips about me crying and then blasted it everywhere, making fun of me and being like, dude, imagine like he's fake crying. It's hard. It's hard to. I mean that was a.
Did I say he was fake crying? I don't remember that.
Weird ass time, dude.
I may have.
What it is.
I don't remember that.
But I think it was, you know, there was a lot of cultist losers, you know?
Cultist. Welcome to the cult.
Cultist losers who just spend every waking moment online.
Dude, I love like a person who live streams for a living and clearly has had his worldview entirely shaped by Twitter and like gets all of his information from Twitter. A guy like that who like is clearly extremely insecure about his career falling off and is like malding over the fact that people aren't watching his shit anymore, complaining like, oh, nobody watches my IRL streams. This kind of guy is the guy that's going to call his critics cultist losers who are terminally online. Really? Dude, you are more terminally online than any Redditor I've ever seen. It's your job. It's your job, which is fine, by the way. It's my job, but like, bro, don't cap.
And don't know how like normal people operate. You know what I mean? They don't understand like normal human emotion. It's the same principle behind dudes who are like, dude, he got so owned by that one guy who turned out to be a ginormous racist. He got IRL cyberbullied. It's like, bro, how do you say that? How do you openly write that online without feeling a shred of embarrassment?
Keep crying. Keep crying. I don't think I should be the one that's embarrassed. I think it should be you. I think you should be ashamed of yourself, Hassan Piker. Ashamed. You should be malding and coping forever as far as I'm concerned, okay? Anyhow, let's keep watching the Gooner video, okay? Keep your anti-goon material on. No, I will say it's still important. Thank you, Speezball, for becoming a member. A very dark era for people like Hassan once I'm on top, okay? Give me a year, okay? We'll be at 50,000 live viewers, okay? The Gorilla Mode gang will have risen up to a degree that my enemies could have never foreseen. It will be a dark state, okay? It'll be a dark state for them. It'll be a dark state for everyone, frankly. I will rule with an iron fist because I'm a dictator, but not Hassan's kind, okay? I'm the other kind of dictator, if you know what I'm saying. Picking up what I'm putting down. The anti-gooning kind of dictator.
Some countries were deeply offended by it, and I'm Catholic. So to me, it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is bad. What I actually said when they proposed the scene to me, and this is verbatim, was you motherfuckers are gonna get me killed.
It's difficult to say how much she was coerced versus complicit in this scene. But in messages provided by the supposed strip club manager, Not Dirty Chem, Mia is sitting in the bang bus and holding the script for what appears to be the hijab scene. She says, doing a three.
The thing for me is, like, there could have been some kind of, like, pressuring going on as far as, like, oh, we really want you to do this, but, like, it's not like she was at gunpoint to do the scene, right? Like, it's not like she's, like, held hostage to do pornography. Like, she could have said no. How old was she when she did this scene? How do I even look this up? How old was Mia Khalifa? Actually, I can probably find it on her Wikipedia, but obviously we know how Wikipedia is now, so I'm gonna have to pull it up off screen. Mia Khalifa wiki. Okay. Pornographic film career. She did a hijab scene during a threesome. When was that? Citation. You don't know Mia Khalifa. Page not found? Great. Well, the article is from 2018, but when she actually do the scene is my question. 2259 is the timestamp we're at. I'm going to control F for hijab. Was it not a hijab? Was it a burqa? Hell, threesome. Why can't I find the citation? When did she do this shit? Okay, so she's 16 when she got married to this guy. She's 16 when they meet, 18 when they elope, get married, whatever. At 21 is when she was stopped by the guy. So she was 21 years of age when she did the hijab thing. Look, I know 21-year-olds are stupid, but I feel like you're of an age where you can realize that probably doing that kind of thing is in bad taste. You know, I'm not the guy to ask about what's in good taste or bad taste. You know, I'm an insensitive ape, but you know, I think at that point you're old enough to realize what you're doing. You know, it's not like you're a child. You chose to do the right. You did choose to do the. You know, you were an adult. You are responsible for your own actions at that point in time. People are still dropping hard R. She should have said the hard R in the video. I think maybe I would forgive her for anything.
She was coerced versus complicit in this scene. But in messages provided by the supposed strip club manager, Not Dirty Chem, Mia is sitting in the bang bus and holding the script for what appears to be the hijab scene. She says, doing a threesome with my stepmom. I have the actual script, with a laughing face emoji to follow. What I can say for certain is that there is no way the young Mia would have known the impact of doing the scene. After it was
November 14th, 2014. Thank you very much for your astute date. You went through the archives for that one, didn't you, buddy? Yeah, I agree with this assessment. There's no way she wouldn't have known that, like, obviously associating some kind of, like, religious garb / cultural garb with a scene, especially one that's like a threesome, is particularly degenerate. You know, it's not one guy. It's not a tasteful, ooh, missionary thing. It's, I'm Mia. There's a dick and a dick. Okay, there's two dicks. Or maybe it was another girl. But whatever the case, there's three people involved. Okay, this is a, you know, certainly extramarital is to put it lightly. Okay, there's a lot of individuals involved here. There's a lot of gooning. There's a lot of minds. There's many minds involved. Okay, she had to have known what was going on. She had to have known it would be perceived that way. Okay, I mean, she even says, you know, she says that at the time she said, you guys are going to get me killed. It's like, well, I think that's, you know, as good an acknowledgement as any that you knew that it was going to be controversial and seen in a negative light. But you took the risk because you knew it would benefit your gooning career, your gooning behavior career, you know, your spread of goon material. You thought it would benefit you.
Released, it skyrocketed to the top of the charts. People were both horrified and intrigued. While it wasn't the first hijab scene in adult entertainment, with there even being another actress in that video, all the focus was pinned on Mia Khalifa. The reason for why it was a big controversy involves the Muslim religion, which is very against pornography. Watching or engaging in is considered haram. Seeing someone wear a hijab while disrespecting their religion upset many, especially ISIS sympathizers.
Especially ISIS sympathizers, really? Especially ISIS sympathizers, bro. I wonder if Lord Miles has any insight into how the Taliban feels about this. Probably not good. I would assume they don't have a positive perspective of it. I assume they don't approve of Mia Khalifa's behavior. No, I could be wrong. Maybe they are, you know, pro-gooners these days. But my understanding is that the Taliban is a rather anti-gooning, you know, society, which for all their faults, you know, for all their terrorism and such, you know, blowing up the Twin Towers, you know, there's one thing, okay? Anti-gooning. I think based on that, there might have to be some kind of alliance, business opportunity. I'm kidding. I'm trolling. Okay, I'm trolling. It's all merely a troll, but I am an anti-gooning advocate, and that is not a troll. You think she was sick from the dick, or was it the flu? I don't even know how to say anything about that comment, but thank you for the donut.
Movement that was at its peak relevance at the time. Internet users created images of her being beheaded by ISIS, to which she responded, just don't cut off my boobs. They were expensive.
That's kind of funny.
These attempts to laugh it off failed miserably, and she was banned from her home country of Lebanon. It's interesting to point out.
She was banned from the country? I forgot they still did that. I forgot they still banned people from entire entire countries.
Out that the community that was hardest
That's
on
crazy.
her were the ones that looked up her videos the most. At only 22
She knew the hijab gimmick would get her graduated valedictorian from Goonology 101. I think you raised a great point, SP.
years old, she was the most searched performer on pretty much every adult video website. Her dirty little secret had been exposed, and everyone was shaming or mocking her. To make matters worse, her parents learned about her.
I'll keep you my dirty little secret. You guys know that? Saw that song live once. Don't really like that band that much, but, you know, it's a song.
Adult career through CNN, when a journalist called them and asked for comment. Her family very publicly disowned the young woman following this event, which appears to stand to this very day. Mia obviously was devastated. With her secrets revealed, the young woman may have felt like she needed to lean into her choices, feeling that she was past the point of no return. After expressing her fears to Bang Bros, they told her that it would all blow over and that she was lightning in a bottle. To them, she had attracted a whole new audience of viewers, therefore making them a ton of money.
She blew the freak up, you know, she attracted a new demographic. She was pioneering the gooning society, which, you know, as much as I criticize it, I have to commend her on her ability to push through conceptual barriers and become one of the greatest gooning advocates of all time. You know, I don't respect what she fought for, but I respect the Grussel. I respect the Grussel, as I respect any Grussel, okay? Any Grussel.
Did not want to lose her to another company, so they decided to present her with a long-term contract in 2015.
I think that it should be illegal to force a woman to sign a contract right then and there.
They force you to sign it then and there.
Well, they
in
don't
the seat.
force you, but they put it in front of you and say, this is your contract, sign it. Like, they're not holding a gun to my head. Right. It's intimidation in the sense that I'm 21 and there's 4 men around me.
All saying, you can trust us.
But that's not, the thing is, that's not forcing at all. Like, that's like you were offered a contract and you decided to sign it, right? Like, you were offered a contract. If you didn't read it enough, like, LU, but you probably should have read the contract before you know, decided that you wanted to do. I mean, you're not just barely legal adult. You're years into it, right? I think is bad in general, but, you know, if you're gonna get engaged in that, you have to understand the risks, and certainly you had thought about them before you decided to sign that contract, right? Like, she's willing to say on one hand, like, oh, they didn't put a gun to my head, but also, like, you use the word force. You say, like, you're being coerced. Like, I need to know a little bit more about that coercion, you know? I need to know a little more. What were they doing? What were they doing? What was going on? How were you pressured and forced? You know what I'm saying?
This is the sentiment that Mia has shown in all interviews covering the contract signing. But Bang Bros has disputed this claim and showed a video that exhibits Mia's excitement to sign.
I'm on contract with Bang Bros now for 6 months. I'm only shooting with Bang Bros. 1 scene a week.
She's hyped.
And they're flattered at being one of the very few women to actually have gotten a deal in writing. Also, if the receipts are to be believed, she was given the agreement over email and had the opportunity to look it over. This is quite different from her claim that she was seemingly coerced into signing in an office, as a bunch of men loomed over her. Mia went ahead and signed the contract, but after only 2 weeks renegotiated new terms, where she no longer had to film explicit video, but instead cam girl for live audiences instead.
Like, people still think that I'm doing it when I did it for 3 months, 4 years ago.
Although claiming to have left the industry after only 3 months, this statement is pretty dubious. She had posted naked pics and videos on Reddit, worked at a strip club, and filmed multiple scenes at Scoreland before her 3-month stint shooting with Bang Bros. And even then continued to model and webcam there for at least another year after.
A year! A year! So she was being maybe at the very most charitable, like 20% honest, okay? Listen, Mia, you can still be honest, okay? You can say it was a year and 3 months, you know? That's not all of your life, you know? It's a short period. You're a young girl. You can move past it, but you can't be dishonest about it, you know? You can't use dishonest facts and figures or else it will discredit you ultimately. We know that from Hassan Piker. Don't be like Hassan Piker, okay? Be like the base and true Ronald Lump. No relation to Donald Trump. The one base and true American patriot. He will tell the truth, unlike some, okay? You want to be like him. Now, I do forgive you. Also be more like Brett Cooper, who is based and true, okay?
While all this was going on, as she began her divorce from her husband, Wyatt O'Brien, citing that they had moral and ethical differences. This coincides with her dating a higher-up in the Bang Bros company, who she later alleged had manipulated her into staying because she was trying to foster this
dating a higher-up
relationship. She felt like this exec dragged the relationship on, only seeing her on the weekends, if that, while she lived in a low-quality apartment filled with cockroaches. Experiencing feelings of depression, Mia said it was her dogs that got her through that difficult time. She just kept on thinking that no one would take care of her animals if she didn't, and needed to keep on going for them at least. Understanding that the industry wasn't making her happy, she eventually tried to go back to a normal life, but that proved difficult. In many of her job interviews, she was recognized. Eventually, she got a gig working as a paralegal, but felt insecure about how often she was noticed. Then worked as a bookkeeper at a construction site, which ended up being a failure since so many men kept on making comments. It was at this point that she had her Joker moment. Leaving the cockroaches behind, she moved back to Texas to try and escape the adult industry.
Her Joker moment.
She first attempted to redefine herself through sports. Mia is an avid sports fan and got gigs on shows such as...
What happens if you look at Mia Khalifa Joker? Mia Khalifa Joker. Her Joker moment is like such a fire line. Are there any edits of her as the Joker? I feel like that might be more compelling. I'm going to look at Mia Khalifa Joker on a separate tab here so I don't accidentally pull something up. No one's edited her into being the Joker. I feel like someone needs to do that. Someone needs to give her like the, you know, the epic, like the Heath Ledger Joker. I think would be good. Give her the same blue suit maybe. I think that'll be good to be compelling once again. It would like kind of, I'm a visual learner. It would illustrate to me the point about the Joker moment more. I feel like Gamer from Mars could have had some kind of, you know, documentative research on that, but you know, I won't hold it against them too much.
Which is Out of Bounds and Sports Ball with commentator Tyler Coe and NBA player Gilbert Arenas. She describes these jobs as a dream come true. However, her hopes were dashed when instead of receiving respect due to her vast sports knowledge, she was instead receiving negative comments and sexual DMs from athletes. In response to these messages, she released them to the public in order to shame, such as Cubs catcher Wilson Contreras.
Let's see what he said. Cubbies, your man's just wandering around left field. Can you come get him at Cubs? Are these Twitter DMs? It looks like Twitter. I'm sure you get a lot of this, but I'm a big fan of you. He gives a little bit of a and then he gives the kissy emojis, and it says, it will be great if you just say hi. She says bye. He says, lol, good morning. Hey, he's persistent. He's not taking no for an answer, okay? He's you know, he really needs her. Lol, good morning. Good afternoon. It says, me friend, fire. I hope you're doing good. This guy is horny. He's desperate. It's so perplexing to me. Look, not to, you know, I'm not the Riz God, but to be persistently messaging a woman like this when she is clearly not responding to you, like, does this work with girls? Has this ever worked for one guy with a girl where if you just persistently like pester her enough, she'll like hang out with you and f you? Does this work for anyone? Does this work for anyone? I feel like it doesn't. Like if you message her once and she like is willing to talk to you, like, okay, you've got a little bit of a foot in the door, you know, what happens could happen, but like with no response, persistently messaging her like, hi, good morning, I'm a big fan of you, hi, I'm a big fan, like, bruh, you have to know it's not gonna work, okay? You have to know.
To the public in order to shame, such as Cubs catcher Wilson Contreras.
Or there's a tiny bit of interest, persistence can work, but not like this. I mean, I feel like, yeah, the persistence does not work if there's literally no reciprocation, right? Like if you're talking to her and she's like talking to you back, that's one thing, and she's expressing some interest in you, maybe being a little flirtatious, but like persistently messaging her with literally no response is like crazy. Maybe he thought he was an athlete, big shot, so she just didn't see the DM and she was going to get back to him eventually and go for a ride on the old disco stick, but it doesn't seem like, you know, a very good strategy to me.
Ole Miss
exhaust and conquer, Jesus. Abby on Snap, C Kelly _104. Better see you at the game too on the 5th. I'm only following you for Seminole Recon to find your weaknesses before the game. Also because Last Chance You, she's shitting on him. Oh yeah, haha, you're funny. What do you think of the show? Weakness 1, can't resist urges to slide in DMs of girls out of his league. Destroyed. Chad Kelly. I mean, his name is Chad. In fairness, you know, I understand why you had that misconception. But, you know, listen, Chad Kelly, you got to cool it, okay? You got to cool it, bruh.
Quarterback Chad Kelly and former Bills safety Duke Williams.
Duke Williams. Warning, trespassers in my DMs will be shot and hung out to dry in public. Jesus. How you been? Come to Vegas. Yo, you in Miami? Looking emoji. Come to Miami. I'm in Miami with my boyfriend, whose dick game is A1. Maybe it was ass game, but I assume that's what she's talking about there. Damn. Destroyed and roasted. Your persistence was met with resistance, my friend. Destroyed. You're not the Rizzler you thought you were, okay? It is what it is. It is what it is.
She even claims that Drake slid into her DMs, but didn't provide proof. Although I don't doubt it. To make matters worse,
damn, shout out Drake.
Mia's sports trash talk often resulted in her X-rated past being continuously brought up. For example, she tweeted an image of players on the 76ers. captioned it, "A room full of L." NBA player Joel Embiid, who was in the image, did not take kindly to this dig and responded back, "Says the woman with miles of D."
Whoa. Okay, that's a pretty good one. That's a good roast, okay? Shout out to Joe. Joe, literal Joe M here, okay? Literal Joe M. You got him, bro.
Drama was not just delegated to the internet, though. People recognized her constantly and felt entitled to walk up and touch her inappropriately. In 2017, it all became too much for Mia as an article was released reporting that she had physically hit one of her fans for trying to take a photo. She never denied the incident and instead responded, "If you yell degrading profanities at me for half a month."
In fairness, if you look at that picture, it looks like she doesn't even want to be in the picture, right? That's kind of based, actually. I like that. If some guy walks up, if anyone walks up to me and takes a photo of me without my permission, I'm not saying I'll punch them, but I'm not going to be happy with them, right? I'm probably going to be kind of mad, you know? In public, sure, you can legally film. Technically, it is the law. But if somebody randomly walks up to you and takes a photo of you without permission, okay, the response may not be what you want it to be, okay?
Denied the incident and instead responded, "If you yell degrading profanities at me for half a mile, then jump in my personal space uninvited, I will defend myself." The man she punched, Jared, spoke openly, saying that other people were taking pictures and yet she only attacked him. Often.
Well, I mean, that may be the case, but like when you're not denying the allegation of yelling profanities and being degrading towards her in public, you're not even denying that, and then you're like, well, I wasn't the only one. It's like, okay, well, she can't punch everyone. You're just the guy that got owned.
And she has stated how
I support Mia Khalifa in this specific scenario, okay?
people do not see her as a human being and feel that they have the ability to say whatever they want to her. In another instance, she was out.
What if I take pictures of you from a distance? I assume you're joking. That's weird. It's weird to take pictures of anyone from a distance if you don't know them. That's strange.
Out at a restaurant when a man and his girlfriend came up and asked for a picture. When she turned them down, the woman responded with,
"I told you that wasn't her. There's not enough on her face. Let's go, babe." And I went into the bathroom and cried.
Despite the negative hate in person, her career shifted focus to platforms such as TikTok and Twitter. But as we all know, existing as a content creator opens yourself up to people targeting you. In Mia's case, this would end up being in the bizarre form
Yes, this is fire.
of a viral diss track by I
This is so good.
Love Friday in Teen.
Dude, the beginning of that. Who do you think you are? You were sucking dick for a foreign car. The delivery is insane. I've never heard delivery on anything like that ever. It's a legendary moment. That guy deserves 10 billion for that.
This music group, consisting of rappers Smoke Hijabi and Kara,
Smoke Hijabi
made the track Mia Khalifa in response to a tweet where Mia allegedly called the female rapper.
Is I Love Friday did anything else of note? I don't know. I didn't even know the name of the artist. I just knew the name of this, like that there was a diss track. I Love Friday. Looks like they literally made 2 songs, one called Travel Ban and one on Mia Khalifa, as far as I can tell. I'll check their Spotify and see if there's anything else. But they probably made a serious bag off of that. I Love Friday. Let's see here. On Spotify, they've got actually a decent amount of releases. Just like they have any albums, but they have one AP from 2018 with 4 songs, a single from 2018, a single from 2018 called Skirt, a single from 2018 called Come Over. A few of them have like a few 100,000 plays, and then the Mia Khalifa one is almost 100 million. The next song, Crackhead, has 3.2 million, and then after that, it looks like they would never get another song with over 1 million plays. The last song was 2021 called Tomorrow, has 164,000 plays. So to answer your question, no. Maybe they work in the industry as like a producer or something, or I don't know, but not from their own music name, it looks like.
Disrespectful for wearing a hijab.
Imagine this being your only hit. Well, it's better than not having any hit. I'll say that. I think it's funny.
While smoking. While the song wasn't particularly good, it is notable for being one of the earliest examples of a musical soundbite going viral on the platform TikTok.
You got a boyfriend, I bet he does. Yeah. Go.
This has led to the tune becoming known as Hit or Miss by most.
I remember with that individual, there was a lot of speculation around if they were a guy or a girl. I remember thinking they were a guy. I remember being very convinced it was a guy.
This has led to the tune becoming known as Hit or Miss by most, with the phrase now included in the title of the music video that sits at 142 million views. The hook was no doubt catchy and launched the singer into the spotlight for 15 minutes of fame. This diss track also coincides with Mia yet again becoming the most searched for adult star in the country.
Wow.
Despite not having shot a video since 2015. With their target saying...
And from that case, I understand her general complaints with like the way she's treated, considering she did it for a short amount of time. I mean, obviously, like, the risks are still there, you know, around it, around, like, becoming an adult actress in general. But I don't want to take the position that, like, once you do, you're, like, an irredeemable 304 forever. You know, I don't want to have that position. I personally would not want to marry or date someone like that. But, you know, if you do it at one time and then you decide it's not for you and you stop doing it and you, like, realize the problems around it and, you know, you don't want to do that anymore, I mean, there's a respectable thing, you know. There, you can have regrets. It seems like a lot of the details around her time in the industry are kind of fabricated or stretched on her part. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to hold it against her forever necessarily. Even though I don't, like, you know, I don't really feel bad for her. I mean, she got a diss track made on her, whatever.
Quiet on the matter, as Hit or Miss received billions of listens, the diss track creators claim that Mia should have been thanking them for getting their attention and that they wanted to talk.
What did she feel that you were being disrespectful about?
Because I smoked in my hijab, which it's like, yeah, you shouldn't do that, but it's like...
You smoked in your hijab, but she was doing other stuff in her hijab.
Like what I did was not nearly as bad as what you did. It's like, I mean, if anything is helping her, it's getting her, like, more publicity.
Yeah, and we're all about helping
like,
people.
You're
like,
welcome.
We're all about helping people.
Look, we will help you out in any way, shape, or form.
The thing that most people didn't realize at the time...
I wonder how much money they made off of that diss track. I wonder if they made some serious cash. Your opinion on her is going to change radically when you get to the end? Okay.
Though, is that this feud was nothing more than a hoax perpetrated by the D-list musicians. They faked the tweet. Khalifa never spoke of them, let alone knew who they were. They merely wanted to gain the internet's attention, and while the message was bogus, the negative attention was real, and Mia expressed her pain in an interview by saying,
It's not surprising that they faked that at all.
How do you feel about...
Because who the f will be dissing I Love Friday? You don't even know who they are. How would she know who they are? Who would? I don't even know the name of them, and they have a song with 700 million plays on YouTube, you know?
The diss track named after you, literally called Mia Khalifa, that has gone so insanely viral thanks to the TikTok, which is purportedly most viral TikTok in the entire Western world.
Honest with you, because I don't really say this too often, but
I'm a
it kind of hurt me a little bit.
It's clear that these two used Khalifa's name for clout, having absolutely no regard for her as a real human, an ongoing theme in the story. Despite the setback, Mia was determined to move on to a new chapter of her life. Around the same time Hit or Miss came out in 2018, Mia had just started to find love with Swedish chef Robert Sandberg. After many years of being suspicious of men, since they all seemed to either objectify or be embarrassed to be seen with her, Robert made the ex-adult film actress feel safe and loved. He had not seen her X-rated videos and did not know who she was, so it was refreshing to meet a person who knew her based on personality rather than her past. Mia has said that once she knows someone has seen her videos, she doesn't want to be around them anymore. He did find out eventually through a friend, but this did not deter him. Mia went abroad to visit the suitor, and the pair soon moved to LA to be together. They created a YouTube channel called Robert and Mia.
Moving to Los Angeles? Bad move!
Where they travel vlogs.
Where dreams go to die.
And Q&As for their future children. The two tied the knot privately at their home during the early days of the pandemic. Unfortunately, 2020 was a difficult year for many, and Mia was no exception. Besides COVID, she and Robert began to have a lot of problems. In an interview, she admitted that they were in couples therapy and trying to find ways to bolster each other. Despite the counseling, the pair separated shortly thereafter and then announced their divorce a year later, officially ending her second marriage. They have both kept private on the matter, never saying the exact reason for the split. Though I have a feeling that a dispute with her former employer during this era caused a lot of the strain.
Possibly. I mean, it is like, you know, I'm not saying someone like Mia Khalifa who's done at one time and then stopped doing it should, like, never be deserving of love again. I feel like that'd be a very hateful thing to say. You know, I don't think someone's past should be held against them forever. But at the same time, I will say, like practically speaking, if you're going to do, and then after that you want to stop and you want to, like get married to, like, a normal dude and you want to be, like, a monogamous, you know, non-degenerate relationship, you're gonna have a really hard time finding a dude who isn't insecure in any way about that, right? Like, because, you know, every guy knows that, you know, some girls will have a past, some will have more of a past than others, you know. Some girls have a body count of 3, some have a body count of 30, okay? And, you know, I say generally the lower that body count is, the less insecure that guy's gonna feel. Because obviously you don't want to feel like the girl you're, you know, marrying, who you're like in a one holy matrimony with, has been giving up that, you know, super sacred part of herself, being like sex and her sexuality in her naked form, to a ton of other guys for cheap. And now you're like the guy who she's, you know, with and settling down with, right? You don't want to feel like that. But it becomes particularly hard to ignore something like that when the girl you're talking to / thinking about being with has done, and that anyone can instantly look up her name and instantly see her getting gangbanged, right? Like, that's obviously a thing that's going to affect most people's minds, and like, you know, they're not going to be kosher with that. So I would say don't do. If you're a girl, don't do. It's not going to be good for you. You're not going to have a fun time. Even if you think you are, you're not. Listen to your elders, okay? It's not a good idea. The old heads have a point sometimes, and in that case, they have a point.
By 2020, Bang Bros had had enough of Mia accusing them of coercion and mistreatment. What made them full-on
However, for guys, it's the same thing.
litigious was when she released a tweet claiming that she had only made over $12,000 for all her work in the industry. Her comments received so much media attention that many began to turn against the X-rated industry and protested that Mia get more compensation. On Change.org, Mia Khalifa supporters pushed those to sign a petition in order for Bang Bros to pay Mia for emotional damages and to remove her name and videos from the domain. Despite being a pretty meaningless display, the page currently sits at close to 2 million users backing the model up. This pushed the adult media conglomerate to create an entire website formatted like a negative political ad called factsbeatfiction.com, where they disputed her accusations with evidence. They felt that interviewers and journalists were not...
See, Tom, you have a ideology, but just won't admit that someone with a platform that preaches for the rest of us is a grifter? Trent, what does that even mean? You have a based ideology, but just won't admit that someone with a platform that preaches for the rest of us is a grifter? Are you talking about Hassan? I think Hassan is a grifter. You think I won't admit Hassan's a grifter? Actually, is he a grifter? Is Hassan a grifter? I mean, Hassan definitely... I don't think Hassan doesn't believe what he says. I think he does believe in, like, his ideology. I just think he's willing to shape the world around him based on that ideology and, like, misinterpret facts and evidence, you know? Is Hassan a grifter? He might not be a grifter. I don't think he's lying about how he feels.
Fact-checking her claims and taking every statement she made at face value. They even provide a promotional clip of hers to point out how
he's a liar. He's dishonest.
Narrative shifted over time. In a statement, Bang...
He tells the truth about his beliefs around the world, but he lies about the world. Is that fair? Is that a fair delineation?
Bros said, although Mia makes many false statements, innuendos, and accusations, we have tried to stay silent and allow Mia to have her publicity stunt without responding. Mia has taken our silence as an all clear to not only continue, but ramp up her false statements. We therefore have no choice but to respond. The website refuted her claim of only making $12,000 for adult film work, showing receipts of her making $178,000 with just them, not to include what she made from working at Scoreland prior. They also allege that Mia was in the industry for 2 years and 9 months.
Whoa, interesting. If they had the receipts to back it up, it seems like she lied. Damn.
And that they paid for her health care and other benefits until 2017.
Whoa.
They even listed every single video Mia had ever been in.
Grand is a lot more than 12 grand. Now, in fairness, if she was like the most popular star in the world, I feel like 178 grand in health benefits is, considering the money that was made off of her stuff, probably still not enough. But that is, well, I mean, like by a factor of 20, a different amount than 12,000, right? That's crazy.
While she stated that she only ever recorded 11 videos, the company was able to show that that was untrue as well, counting a total of 28.
Wow.
They then provide a cease and desist, demanding that she stop immediately. In response, Mia branded everything that Bang Bros said a smear campaign, and that she is a victim of the industry and wants to protect other girls from
Did she adequately debunk that, though, with evidence?
making the same mistake she did. She specifically warns against the in perpetuity clause usually put in women's contracts. This means that these adult companies own Mia's videos forever. In her opinion, no one should have that much control over a young woman's life, and the industry purposely tricks vulnerable women into signing so that they can make money off of them indefinitely. From what I can tell, Mia has never actually responded to the damning receipts showing the money she made, the amount of scenes she filmed, and the overall time she spent as an adult entertainer. The best she could respond with was that they used corrupt footage, though I'm not sure...
What does that even mean? corrupt footage? Does she mean like the files are corrupted? The files, if the files are corrupted, you wouldn't even be able to open them. So, or does she mean corrupt like what is just fake? What does that mean?
What that means, and to this day, no journalist or interviewer has pushed her on these allegations. Though they never did sue their former model, Bang Bros would end on the point that if Mia wanted to get out of the industry and for people to stop looking at her videos, she needs to stop talking about her career. They released a...
I would say that's probably true. I would say that's probably true because, like, if you just shut the f up about it, people aren't gonna, you know, I mean, there are always people who watch it to some extent, but like there will be other people who rise to take your place. Versus if you keep talking about it forever, public interest gets generated. They're like, oh, why is she talking about this? Who is Mia Khalifa? Oh, I remember Mia Khalifa. I'm gonna go watch her shit. Daily battle to stay relevant. Mia Khalifa loves to claim that Bang Bros uses her for popularity, but it seems by looking at Google Trends graphs that she's been on a pretty strong downward trend for years. It seems like many of her mainstream projects really do not generate the buzz she promises. The only relevance she's been able to get in the last few years are from attacking Bang Bros or the industry. We reached out to her business manager for help explaining some of the other small upticks, but that position has been downsized and no longer works with her. So October 2014, first Bang Bros scene. January 2015 reaches peak in popularity. This is Google Trends. So then it goes down. September 2014, she sought scenes for 3 companies before Bang Bros. Okay, so she peaks here. In March 2016, her Scoreland interview is uploaded. So there's a little bit of a bump again. Thank you, Daniel, for becoming a member. It goes down again completely. September 2016, she cyberbullies Ole Miss QB with DM reveal. Okay, this is the team Ole Miss, or almost the college, whatever. Same thing. With the DM reveal. So this is when it goes up again. Then there's like, you know, spikes here, spikes here, spikes here. Claims a hockey puck exploded her implant. This is a big one. August 2016, falsely claims she made only 12 grand with Bang Bros. This peaks again. Attempts to cancel Bang Bros with tirade of false allegations. So it definitely seems like, I mean, there would have been some relevancy, but the time when she's talked about most is when she herself acknowledges them, for sure. Damn. I don't really like Bang Bros or producers, but they're kind of owning her right now.
That mentions every moment Mia was mentioned in the news to signify the free press she's received. And it's honestly quite impressive how many random headlines she has found herself. It's difficult to find a through line in Mia's story, but I think one thing that still needs to be pointed out is that she has had a bizarre life over the past decade that has made her a magnet for outlets to report on. So I just wanted to take a moment to run down some of the most interesting of these headlines. In 2018, Mia was attending a hockey game when a 6-ounce puck slammed into her chest, rupturing her
I almost don't even believe this. This is nuts.
Breast implant. Many felt that this was a fake publicity stunt. However, it is actually true. She had to go under the knife again to fix the implant that had deflated. She claims that her boob saved her life. In 2020, she underwent...
Her boob saved her life. Common story.
...a nose job that, quote, saved her life as well. Her reasoning for it was to remind women that she had work done, and feels it's important to be open about plastic surgery. To go along with this point, Mia once took to call out the 21-year-old singer Madison Beer for allegedly hiding her plastic surgery. Mia Khalifa had absolutely no proof for her accusations of the artist having work done, giving Philly...
Also, who cares if someone has plastic surgery? I don't give a shit. They're not me. I mean, I guess if they're lying and saying that it is real, but it's not real, that's one thing, but I mean, she's just not talking about it, not telling people that. Who cares?
Some props. In an interview, he confronted Mia about her harsh statements, and she would publicly make a retraction on the spot. In 2022, Mia, who had been independently selling lewd content for 2 years behind a subscription, said in an interview that, quote, honestly,
hold on, wait,
lewd content for on the spot. In 2022, Mia, who had been independently selling lewd content for 2 years behind a subscription.
Oh, so she kind of, I mean, she continued doing stuff. I mean, lewd, I guess that doesn't mean nude, but I mean, she's still selling her sexuality, right? It's just her selling it independently, I assume, like OnlyFans or Fansly, instead of like having sex, but still kind of the same. Still trying to make money off of it, right? Still trying to make money off of her sexual form.
Said in an interview that, quote, honestly, I think that selling your body, like if you're going to that definition, being in the military is worse than being on OnlyFans. You're selling your body to the government.
What? Okay.
This was just another blurb that made its rounds in
kind of a insensitive thing to say to vets, I assume.
Tabloids before fading into obscurity. But in another year, she would make headlines again. This time for opinions that would truly wreak havoc.
Mia Khalifa, this sucker disrespected the entire Corps. Semper Fi, motherfucker.
On her career. As we can tell by this point, Mia is used to landing herself in controversy with hot takes. But by far the worst repercussions she's experienced was immediately after Hamas attacked Israel in 2023.
Oh, no.
Following the invasion, murders, and kidnappings, she tweeted, "Can someone tell the Palestinian fighters to flip their phones and film horizontal?"
Yeah, well, not surprising, but wow.
Implying that she wanted a better view of the atrocity.
That's a crazy tweet. That's edgy. That's very edgy. Based on, I don't even care about this conflict, but on the sheer fact she was willing to say something so crazy when a bunch of people were dying. Listen, respect to the Gooner Queen. Okay, you decided to take that heat. Okay, it is what it is.
No matter how you feel about the conflict, a comment like this was obviously going to spur massive backlash.
True.
She didn't just get mean comments this time, though, but was dropped by Playboy and fired from an Amsterdam drug-based company. I just want to make it clear that this statement in no way, shape, or form is inciting the spread of violence. I specifically said freedom fighters because that's what the Palestinian citizens are, fighting for freedom every day. After being dropped, she doubled down, stating, "I'd say supporting Palestine has lost me business opportunities."
If I was Jewish and owned a media conglomerate, I would fire her based at.
But I'm more angry at for not checking whether or not I was entering into business with Zionists. My bad.
Jeez.
And that's where this story ended for most of the internet. But I honestly don't think we should have been surprised at what she said here. This is because I stumbled upon an almost never talked about detail of her past, a supposed alt Twitter account from a decade ago. While most claim that this account was hers because its handle was her birth name followed by the year she was born, and seem
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Winston Churchill.
to discuss similar interests as Mia, I'd still deem that as conjecture. So I cross-referenced the archives for more definitive proof. Leading to this account
Oh shit! Wait, isn't that her husband's name or something on Reddit?
To her husband as Thriller, similar to the spicy Reddit accounts. If that wasn't damning enough, there is also a Reddit account under this name that includes
Jewish deep state and boobies in one stream. Top 5 Tom stream. Based.
a picture of O'Brien and Mia's dog. So it seems very likely that the couple were also active on these now deleted Twitter accounts. And believe me, there's a reason Mia wanted them scrubbed.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, there's some interesting tidbits
For the vine.
here. I want to focus on some of the comments made regarding the nation of Israel, along with its Jewish inhabitants. In tweets dating back to 2014, Sarah Jo said,
Oh, no.
Israeli propaganda is disgusting. I hope Hamas targets schools and kills some of their children. Save the world from future Zionist scum.
Whoa! Ooh. Wow. Wow, Mia. She was 21 when she said this, right? That seems kind of psychotic. Endorsing the murder of children, innocent children, that's pretty psychotic, Mia. That's not based, actually. It's based in the way that it's like so crazy and like kind of funny that she even thought that or said that, but it's not based. That's psychotic. Wow.
But that's not all. In another tweet she wrote, "I've never been more disgusted by a race of human beings as I am in Israelis. They are literally the scum of the earth."
Oh, Jesus. Rage baiting? I don't think it's rage baiting, to be honest. There's too many instances of it, to be honest. I mean, it could be rage baiting, but it's on like an unknown account where she's like making other serious statements. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's rage baiting. Maybe it is all just like edgy jokes, but I don't know. That combined with like what she said recently, it doesn't seem like rage baiting.
I think it's fair to say that these views go well past just wanting a ceasefire in the Middle East. To make matters worse, on Philip DeFranco's podcast, the history enthusiast did not want to reveal her favorite moment in history, leading to an interesting response.
Yeah.
Is that your like favorite thing in history?
No, not so well like that.
no.
I'm not gonna get World War II.
Huge fan. Mia Khalifa, huge fan of World War II.
Besides her comments toward...
No! No, Mia! No! Mia! No. Bruh. It literally couldn't have been any worse. Bruh.
Towards Palestine, Mia has stayed fairly low-key in the public eye recently. The only other clip of hers that has gone viral is one of her reflecting on her life since she is now in her 30s, including the detail that she had been engaged a third time, but it fell through.
Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage. Married at 25, divorced at 28. Third engagement. Engaged at 29, ended it at 30, but I kept the ring. I'm still keeping Tom Brady on his toes. We should not be afraid to leave these men. We are not stuck with these people. Marriage is not a sanctimonious thing.
Yeah, it is. You're just, not trying to spread too much hate, even though she seems to spread a lot of hate, but marriage can be a sanctimonious thing if you treat it that way. You just didn't. You didn't treat your body or your sex life sanctimoniously. So, you didn't treat marriage that way either. Seems like a genuine misandrist, but unfortunately a lot of it is because she would never allow herself to feel the true loving embrace of a true, honest, blue-hearted, based individual. Instead, she around with the scum of the earth, It's sad. It's sad. She seems very hateful and jaded to this day. I think she'll, she could turn it around, but it seems like on the path she's on, she'll be a hateful, jaded person for a long time.
Droves of conservatives were quick to mock Mia for her flippant attitude towards marriage, and the concept that anyone should take advice from her on said
very, very hateful person
subject. But for me, I'm just left feeling bad. Even if you put some of the blame on her for choosing them, it is a fact that Mia has had many bad experiences with men. Life warps a human's perception, and constantly being objectified as a teen, along with a rabbit hole down the sexual taboo, has clearly made relationships difficult for the influencer.
True.
As of 2024, Mia is dating Jayco, a Puerto Rican singer, songwriter, and record producer. Along with this, she's launched a body jewelry brand titled under the Arabic word for Satan. At this point, the only thing she can sell is the edginess, so the jewelry category plus the devil lines up pretty well for her, even if it's a bit too on the nose. At the end of the day, I'm left amazed at how warped the public's view of Mia Khalifa is. The narrative of a naive girl working at a fast food restaurant, getting wrapped up in adult content for a few months before it changes her life forever is a compelling narrative, but also a very erroneous one. The slow progression of a teen at a military academy getting attention from an older man, then getting married at 18, playing into his fetishes of a one-way open relationship, before starting to post pictures online and working at a strip club, then getting into paid explicit content for 2 different companies over dozens of scenes, paints a much more well-rounded picture of the situation that I have never seen anyone else point out before. In conclusion, most either take Mia's story at face value or just dismiss it from the get-go, but I think the truth is more gray than that. She deserves sympathy as she was pushed down this path, but also needs to take
by the freaky 23-year-old man who married her when she was, dated her when she was 16, married her when she was 18, and, I would be willing to believe that he probably pushed some level of on her, honestly. But yeah, like he said, it's more of a gray area past that point. It's not so, one domino to another, It's not like she was, completely exploited her entire life. At some level, she wanted, when she was an adult, she wanted the sexual stuff to happen. She liked it. She benefited from it. She profited from it. Not only that, she lied about the circumstances of it after the fact, based on the Bang Bros expose. But at the same time, you can still feel sympathy for someone. I don't want to feel hatred for Mia Khalifa, for someone I've never met, I don't want to feel abject hatred for her as a person. There are things to criticize about her, though, for sure. And this video was very good. It really documented a lot of stuff that I had never even heard of, I still was under the impression she made like 10 grand, 12 grand from. That's not even the case.
Some responsibility for stoking the flames. Because at the end of the day, despite all her hatred of the industry, she continues to use the name they bestowed upon her.
Wow. Good ass video, Gamer from Mars. Good ass video. Big guy. Seriously good. Good job. I don't want to be too harsh on her, but there's definitely a lot to criticize her for, despite that. I can't imagine anyone naturally just like gooning to trains. That's just like their thing, Some different people have their things, okay? They have their things. But when you get to Thomas the Tank Engine, it's just like, once again, like how do we get to this dark of a place? How do we get to whatever this threshold is? What went wrong in your life that you're attracted to Percy?
Beg pardon, Dirty Per. I mean Per. Call me Dirty Percy one more time.
We do have a new video from Lanza going over some brony allegation situations about Toon Critic Y2K. Now, from what I remember, I did talk about this guy in my video about the brony degenerates from a year ago. But this video goes over his return, apparently. And there's a lot of, you know, more in-depth information, obviously, about this guy. Because when I did my video, I mean, I did like probably 5 to 10 minutes on this stuff. But he's got a whole video about it. So I'm excited to watch it. He also did a decent video about Hypnotist Sappho recently that I liked quite a bit. So we're going to be taking a look at this.
Zach Kays, aka Toon Critic Y2K, was a YouTuber who specialized in creating brony-related content on his channel. I actually went over him in my My Little Gooner video, but given the fact his story is so interesting, plus the fresh new info that I uncovered that just came out weeks ago about him, I figured to upload this as its own topic and video to—
Bro, I hate that I have like brony/furry physiognomy. I hate that I look like I could fit in with these people. This is like my worst trait, okay? If you put me in a lineup of 10 different men and you ask which one's a furry, people would guess that it's me. It's a dark day for me, okay? It's a very dark day. It's not a reality I want to live in, it's the reality I'm forced to live in, okay? I'm forced to have gooner physiognomy for my entire life.
to help spread everything around and show people his story is far from over and that he's still around on the internet. Shout out to the channel members like always. And if you'd want to support yourself, you can subscribe to my Patreon in the corner or YouTube memberships by clicking the join button. Remember to like the video and subscribe for more content. Now let's jump right into everything and see what's going on here. Before he was known as Toon Critic, he used to go by the name of FlameAmigo619 and was a proud user of the site fanfiction.net. He would write a handful of stories about multiple properties, including Sonic the Hedgehog.
Fanfiction.net. Is that website still around? I feel like this has come up like 30 times in my research. It is around. Fanfiction.net. Alright guys. I'm going to click on the cartoon section. I'm going to try to find one that is not, ooh, My Little Pony. Alright, we've got the My Little Pony section. Looks like the first one I found is Spanish. We've got a story here called Comet's Tale. Alright, little short story from fanfiction.net. This is by SVCV. We've got a great fanfiction here we're going to read through from this talented artist. Be sure to, you know, show him some love if you like it. Here we go, guys. I got to get some music up for this one, I think. I got to get some music up to really carry the story. I think it would help a lot, you know. You guys ready? Let's have your life changed. Here we go. Got my merch order. Looks awesome. Packaging's best I've ever seen. Glad you like it. Thanks for buying, man. The sound of the bare feet could be heard in the air. If any pony was to interrupt their activities, they would have noticed a small purple dragon running across the street. Nevertheless, the chance of the inhabitants paying attention to something so low and mundane was close to zero. Not because dragons were such a common sight in the city, it was because the city in question was Canterlot, the capital of Equestria. Their matters were well above the matters of common pony folk. But it wasn't important to the dragon. What mattered to him was finding his brother. With a constant high speed, he finally reached their estate. A yellow mare with blue mane greeted him. "Hello there, Spike." "Hi, Mom," he quickly replied to the mare while running past her. A young reptile ran upstairs to the highest tower in the residence. Upon arriving, he entered the room. It was dimly lit by one balcony window. All the interior was covered in all manner of books, stuck on top of each other in cobwebs. It would have been completely empty if it wasn't for a young yellow unicorn that looked strikingly similar to the mare Spike run by earlier. This guy can't even speak English. If it wasn't for the fact that this was a stallion. The pony in question was peacefully napping on one of his books, drool coming out of his mouth and leaving stains on the paper. "Comet!" Spike shouted, which caused the equine to get up violently. "What's this all about?" He slurred his speech slightly. Wait, is this pony speaking in Ebonics? What is going on here? Why is the pony speaking in Ebonics? What's this all about? Is that how ponies talk now? I was unaware. I didn't know this lore, okay? What's this all about? I just got a letter from Celestia. She wanted to see you in 15 minutes, but it took me 5 to get here. Stallion was immediately awake. He used his aura to put the young Drake on his back. Wow, a free ride? Nice. Don't get too used to it, it's an emergency. With that, the pony galloped out of his house and started heading towards the royal palace. At some point during the journey, both of them noticed they were getting close to a group of ponies. Spike remembered them as Lemonheart's Twinkle-Shine and Minuet. Alright, I'm sorry, I can't read the rest of this. I can't read the rest of this anyway. I tried my best. I try my best.
Hedgehog and My Little Pony, of course. However, one of the more interesting franchises listed was Thomas the Tank Engine. And people soon find that he wrote up a story called Thomas the Romeo Engine and published it in February 2008 when he was just 16 years old.
Bro, after Thomas the Romeo Engine, of course, after meeting a bunch of bronies at the Brony Convention, I still don't really understand why they like the show so much, okay? I still don't get it. In fairness, I've never gone through the effort of, like, even sitting through one episode of it, but it's a show made for kids, right? I just don't get it. Like, obviously, there are children's properties that I enjoy, okay? Avatar: The Last Airbender, Batman Beyond, okay? Those are both pretty fire, but I just don't really get it. Like, it's about ponies. What about the ponies is good? You could watch anything else. You could watch anything more epic than that. It doesn't really make sense to me. I still have a hard time fathoming it. Like, why that in particular? Even, like, that and also furries to this day. Like, when I interviewed furries at the furry convention, I feel like I can never get, like, a straight answer of, like, why it made sense. They not like us, Tom? Based. But I just didn't get it. When I was talking to the furries, they were like, I just like expressing myself. And it's like, well, what about just expressing yourself with, like, a t-shirt? Why do you have to dress up like a big dog? I don't really understand it. Did you and Frank Castle collab? I remember you mentioning working on a video with him, but don't see it. There's a story behind that I explained at some point on LolCal Live. You can look it up. But there's a complicated story that led to it not coming out. But maybe someday it'll come out. I don't know. It's not really my priority right now. But I just Boogie threw a wrench into it that I didn't want to deal with it, and I didn't know how to handle it. So I was just like, I'm not dealing with this off onto other stuff.
In this story, he goes into semi-detail about two trains basically going down on each other, to put it bluntly. And it's
Trains going down on each other? It's like Powerpuff Girls, they throw hands in the show. The Brony show is My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Generation 4. You're telling me it's like Powerpuff Girls? I love Powerpuff Girls.
It's absolutely hilarious to read and somehow more autistic than the Brony stuff, but I digress. Funnily enough, after he was being made fun of for this, he would
Okay, the train shit has to be like addiction. Like, surely. I can't imagine anyone naturally just like gooning to trains. That's just like their thing, you know? Some different people have their things, okay? They have their things. But when you get to Thomas the Tank Engine, it's just like, once again, like how do we get to this dark of a place? How do we get to whatever this threshold is? What went wrong in your life that you're attracted to Percy?
delete that story and update his bio, but it was too late as it was already cemented in internet history. Toon Critic even used to do fandoms for the show as well, with a small handful remaining as these were posted well over a decade ago now before he took them down.
Bleh. I didn't lose it. Tee-hee.
What the f is this? What is this? Is this an adult man making this? This looks like it was made by a child. Like a second grader. Is this channel still up? Oh yeah, this call is legendary. This call is so funny. I assume his channel is gone, right? Blazarius? What the? Oh no. I looked up the name and there's just all these pony channels, bro. Reaction, Minecraft Enderman Rap Element version.
Hey guys, Brotobrony here. We are back for a new reaction. Got a face cam now. Wonderful.
Jesus Christ, what are we getting into here? Oh, he loves it, dude. He loves it. Edger's son or Gooner daughter? Obviously Edger's son. How's that even a question? A Gooner daughter is dark beyond belief, okay?
He would do this with other franchises like the Animal Crossing video game, for example, with both being in an obvious bad quality even by the late 2000s, early 2010s era. However, after coming across Angry Video Game Nerd and Doug Walker of their respective reviewing channels, Toon Critic here decided he wanted to shift his content to these reviews rather than silly little skits online, and in turn decided to focus on cartoons. To officially don the name Toon Critic for the first time ever.
Bro, I never got into Nostalgia Critic. I didn't really get it. So I didn't really get like that whole The Wall controversy. I don't really understand it, to be honest with you. But man, Doug Walker. Oh, I edited some video the Gamer from Mars made about like years ago before Gamer from Mars Nostalgia Critic. I didn't write it. I think I edited the video.
Hey everybody, before
one?
I start the video today, Blip.tv was closed down.
No, it wasn't that video. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't. I thought I'd edited some video from about it. Maybe I didn't. The channel awesome controversy. Oh, maybe I made a video about how I didn't like his video at the time or something. Was that it? I don't remember. There was some shit that happened. Was it Change the Channel one? Maybe I made a video about the Change the Channel one. Is it still on this channel? It's probably unlisted if it is. I want to search for it. It's not up anymore. Maybe I deleted the video. I don't even remember what this was about. I thought I had some kind of weird lore with this shit or something, but I can't even remember it now. I will say, Nostalgia Critic's intro is on another level, all right? You guys have to understand. When he's got the gun... just this part right here. It's just so awesome. This is... Who the f*** is that? Who is that? Who is that? I actually like the guitar riff. I do like that. Nostalgia Critic intro song. Can I get this the song? Yeah. Whatever this is, it goes hard, okay? Imagine playing this at your funeral. Based. You don't know the lore. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess I know people like to make fun of Linkara, and I know who Jew Wario is. I know that. That's all I know. That's my whole understanding of the lore.
One of his earliest reviews was Thomas the Tank Engine, and no one's surprised. And when seeing someone who is in their 20s focusing their reviews on a child's property, it's not exactly shocking he wasn't getting the attention he wanted. Toon Critic would see this lack of growth as a major issue of his, and so in May 2012 he would move on to the ever-growing Brony community, as it was arguably the peak of the fandom's existence with the ever-growing popularity of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic back in the early 2010s. He would get himself a pony character to represent his channel and start to create videos reviewing the show and talking about it for people to enjoy, even talking about other properties he found interest in as well, like the Sly Cooper video game series, for example.
Good games.
The videos themselves are very simply made with minimal editing and not heavy on the scripting, but he would become a known figure in the community and even become close to someone named Josh Scorcher, another online content creator who dabbled a bit with...
That is an epic profile picture. Josh Scorcher. I remember this name from like the Mr. Enter days, I want to say. Look at that epic profile picture. It's legendary. Look at it. Just look at it. You're telling me you don't want this to be the representation of you as a person? Look at how epic it is. This is badass. This is exactly what you want at all times. Okay? What is Josh Scorcher's most popular video? Top 10 best Sonic game songs. Is it literally just a compilation of all the songs? Okay. Top 10 overrated games. Oh. What does he say about Call of Duty?
Modern Warfare 2, my personal favorite of the franchise.
True, based.
Pretty good. It didn't leave as much of an impact as I liked it would, but it was still good. And Black Ops just irritates me.
How? That's like the best one! Dude, the Black Ops campaign is great. The characters are memorable. The zombies in that one is like the best zombies ever made, apart from Black Ops 2, which just expanded on it. Come on! This guy sucks. Screw you, Josh Scorcher. You're nothing to me, man.
With the Brony content back in the early 2010s. These two, alongside many others, would form together this so-called Brony analysis community, with some of the heavy hitters being Ink Rose and her 9 million view video talk.
9 million views on a video analyzing bronies? And it's a response video to someone else. It's a video essay with 9 million views? Holy shit. Celestia Luna in the History of Equestria, a response to Brony Curious. That is insane.
Talking about a head cannon. And Silver Quill, with a general analysis getting
4.2 million views? What am I doing? I should have been making Brony content the entire time. What am I doing, chat? What was I thinking? What a strange rock to lift up and see. Yeah, truly. What was I thinking, though? I'm in the wrong business, clearly. 4 million views. There's still time? True. All right, Brony Tom channel coming real soon. Okay. Ron Brony up and Brony 50 will be in tow, as well as Brony Buckingham and Brony TV. Okay?
Over 4 million views himself as well. As funny as it is to make fun of these people for caring about a tame child's cartoon, views are views, and this was clearly one of the ways to kickstart an internet career.
Well, to be clear, views are views, but that's clearly not the reason they did it. I mean, they did get views, but they also loved My Little Pony. That's the real reason. They loved it. They loved it to death. They squeezed it dry of all its content.
Back in the fandom's heyday. While Toon Critic wasn't pulling nearly the same amount of views like those people, he'll become close enough to join a big Brony Skype group called the Rift Cafe. Some sort of fan fiction type group that no doubt...
This is where the call took place. The Rift Cafe members. They exposed him.
Helped him build more connections through networking with others. It was during this period where Toon Critic was in everyone's good graces that he would introduce his evil alter ego Cartoon Z into the mix, a character that dressed like one of those swag people from the early 2010s alongside a new voice and personality to boot.
They introduced another fictional universe for the ponies an episode later.
You're both so naive. Nothing's changed since Toon first met you both.
There was even this sort of thing where he—
What the f is that? What is the anime voice? You're so naive. With a pony on screen. Hacker pony, anonymous hacker pony. This is the peak of like 2008 YouTube autism. This is a legendary find, okay? This is on another level.
You're both so naive. Nothing's changed since Toon first met you both.
Dude. Jesus Christ.
There's even this sort of thing where he'd upload videos on other people's channels using this character as a way of hacking them, which while pretty weird, it wasn't anything bad, so whatever. There's even this whole lore write-up about the Cartoon Z character coming into existence through like a beam in the sky and fighting other stuff on the Rift Cafe wiki. So while it was clear this was mainly just a really bizarre way of
Dude, the names: Lightning Bliss, Golden Fox, Cartoon Z. The autistic, the lore is on another level. Okay, we're living in this. We're in the bronies' world. Truly, it's their world. We are merely living in it.
Group of odd people having fun with each other. It wasn't anything bad, it seemed. Of course, it comes to no one's surprise. There's still a bunch of more stuff.
There was a story from a BronyCon where someone stole Toon Critic's top hat and put it in a toilet, took a picture of it. No way. Is that real? I feel like if I look up Toon Critic toilet, something bad might happen. Someone stole Toon Critic's top hat. What the f is this? Dude, this art is amazing. Look at this. I didn't remember this Dr. Seuss book. I have no memory of this, but I think I would read it, you know, to understand what's going on, basically. I think it would be important to understand the lore here. I like how the bronies, when someone gets caught, they make all this like epic art. Like, look at this one. We don't forgive Toon Critic with him on a lineup, showing that he is 5'5", I guess, according to this art. And then we have another one of lineup art. Okay, we have this one. Toon Critic's new OC, The World We Knew. Okay. Once again, we're on a different level here. You guys wouldn't understand. If you think this is cringe, you're wrong, because this is how you truly punish someone. What is this one? Who is making these? I've got a legendary one to pull up here. Okay, check this out. This is important, guys. So just, you know, understand what's going on here. Understand the severity of the situation. All right. Understand the severity of the situation. Over a decade ago, Toon Critic is known for grooming with a minor and has done sexual harassment with other women over the years. He then recently started having a relationship with a 14-year-old from another country after the victim posted the chat online to the public. And here Toon Critic says, I haven't had sex with these people. The rest is all wrong too. I have been friends with you since we met and always been at each other's backs. Why won't you believe me? But we have witnesses who told us everything from their hearts. Some stated that you were trying to groom them when in contact with them, even with one who was in front of her boyfriend. We even heard from one that stated you had with her when she clearly didn't want to, but you tried to. We are cutting ties with you after what you've done. You're clearly too much for us to handle. No! She did it to herself. It was a mistake. And even if I did, what right do you have? But there's more. We have you to tell us everything you've done. We trusted you all this time, but hearing from the witnesses you did to them before, there's nothing left for you. Have pity on me. Oh, we have pity on you. Please, guilty. On all counts. All right, just let it be known this is important, revelatory stuff that you have to learn about. So I'm having too much fun with the SFX. How do I show off the merch on Insta, your Romanian cousin? Just post a picture of it and tag me on Instagram.
Going on here with Toon Critic, as let's just say his reputation in the community was a bit more shaky than it initially seemed. BronyCon was a convention that ran from 2011 to 2019, and while there were other conventions that existed, this was seen as the de facto convention for anything MLP related back in the 2010 era.
This is the one I would have gone to instead of was it like Sequestria Fest? I would have gone to that one if I could, but unfortunately, didn't quite work out that way.
No,
because it doesn't exist anymore.
Obviously, it's cringe and all that, but we're not here for that. We're here for the bizarre stories, such as how the founder of BronyCon, Purple Tinker, was accused of being a meth dealer who was arrested during BronyCon 2012. However, it turns out they're actually live streaming during that period in which they were arrested, meaning that some random person Compton was starting to pot for internet drama reasons. It's pretty weird, but nothing bad. And while Toon Critic himself would enjoy his time at these multiple conventions and even get a picture with the creator of the show, Lauren Faust, it seemed that people didn't exactly like him despite what it seemed like on YouTube.
Oh, they have the picture!
His beloved hat and put it in the toilet for shits and
No way. Yeah, shits and giggles, literally.
giggles. This would eventually
That is legendary. That is on another level. They put his hat in the toilet. Cord, could he join my Discord server? Is that Sigma? No, that's Ligma.
people get their hands on Toon Critic's beloved hat and put it in the toilet for shits and giggles. This would eventually lead to allegations started by Toon Critic of them asking a girl who went to get the hat back to show her boobs in exchange for it, that which led to them getting banned from the convention for alleged sexual harassment. Given its virtually only word of mouth, the girl said she
Wait.
convention for alleged sexual harassment. Given its virtual
Why is there a picture of him with Ron Perlman? How did that happen? Why is he pictured with Ron Perlman? Why is he with Hellboy, also known as the giant evil guy from Drive? Why is he there? Why? I don't think I've seen this image before. How did this happen? I guess he just went to some convention and got to take a picture with him because he paid for the VIP guest pass or something. What the hell? How is this real?
virtually only word of mouth, the girl said she wasn't
Hellboy's not
like
a brony.
Wait,
isn't that the guy from The Walking Dead?
Given its virtually only word of mouth, the girl said she
That is the guy from The Walking Dead. Isn't that him?
wasn't harassed like that, and the fact I really don't
I recognize this guy too. Oh, is he Trevor? He met Trevor in real life. Jesus.
give enough of a to look into
This guy's got a Rolodex of celebs
this.
in his
It's
camera
likely
roll.
Toon Critic was just mad someone stole his hat and put it in the toilet, and he wanted revenge. However, this story is nothing compared to the next, and for those familiar with older internet lore, you might know what's coming up. Someone named Minty Root would be invited to BronyCon 2015 alongside other random people and given their own plushie dolls, with the one on screen being the one given to Minty. He would get his own hotel room with some other random people, and one night will leave to go hang out with another friend of his. When he went back to the room, he realized he had forgotten his key, and when asking to get back in, they told him to go away, with him assuming they threw a party but didn't invite him as he went on a chill in the lobby for the night. Later that night, when he was let back in, he was told not to touch his plushie because, and I quote, Toon Critic took it and rubbed it down his pants.
Why? Why? Just humans! Just fuck adult women! Or guys, if that makes you happy, but why? Why are we putting plushies down our pants, chat? What's going on? What is the benefit to that? We're evolving? This is going backwards, okay? This is not evolution. This is something else. Oh.
It turns out that they had an orgy in the room, and the
Why? Why? Why can you not goon with one singular person? Why must there be a large thing? Why must there be a large thing allegation? Why must there be like 10 people involved? Why can't it just be one person? What is so wrong with that? What's so wrong with that? I do not understand. I have never understood, okay, this threesome meme, okay? I've never understood this. I've never understood why this is a thing. Apparently I was not invited because the girl thought I was gay because I told her I was bisexual. So to make it short, they kicked me out of my own hotel room to make their own party, play with my plushie, and try to blame me for that. Jesus. They were glomping. Isn't clopping the term? Isn't clopping the term for it to pony stuff?
reason Minty wasn't invited was because the chick thought he was gay after he told her he was bi instead. On top of that, asking for an apology from Toon Critic for defiling his plushie, he would instead put out this video mocking him for being Canadian as people started to trash on Toon Critic for being mean to him for no reason.
It's good, amigos. Cartoons here. Now, today's vid is a little unusual. Toonie here is not one for...
Wow, he's got his dark persona on this time. The dark badass persona, all right? He's coming out of he's coming out of the woodworks. Another Canadian. Dude, Canada's a dark place, okay? You don't want to be associated with that country in any way.
Stepping into drama. I, on the other hand, court it quite well. So today, this video
Clop Tua, yo! There needs to be some brony Clop Tua meme going on, all right? That's necessary.
Or Minty Root.
Clop Tua and nay on that thing. Why'd I say that? All right, we just gotta keep going. We just gotta keep watching. We just gotta keep watching. Okay, move on.
Now, in the spirit of good fun, sir, I realize you and I don't exactly see eye to eye. And the fact we've never actually met, and you hate Toon over a little, you know, incident with the plushie that he didn't know was yours. But that's beside the point.
How come you just keep on making me feel so bad? I mean, I know I do all my stuff on my animations, but let's put it this way, they are magnifique, no? Oh, you are just like all the rest of those ignorant pigs.
Honestly, the entire clip is extremely tame, but given he couldn't apologize for what he did and instead acted childish over it, people started to dislike the man over the next few years. A girl who was involved named Fallen Wish has even gone on record talking about the experience in a Discord call sometime after January 2018 as well.
Later, and she invited herself. She's like, oh my god, can I come too? Invited herself, and then she invited Toon Critic when we were at the pool party for the other guy to be involved. So they all came, and I'm just sitting there like, mother. But I hate this girl. I hate her. I hate.
Why can they not help but all have orgies at these conventions? Why can't it just be like, you know, if you're a brony, why can't you just have like a brony girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be a whole thing? Why can't it just be like you and your brony girl who you love very much, you know, the sanctity of marriage is going on or something, the sanctity of monogamy? Why does it have to be all this other involvement, you know? Why does it have to be like some Andrew Tate brony situation, you know? Why can't it just be one thing? Ecstasy? Yeah, I guess they probably do a bunch of drugs at these things. Ugh.
I hate this girl like more than anybody ever.
There's just always freaky shit. Like 30% of them are always like sexual degenerates.
So did this Nikki V guy Toon Critic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nikki V, of all people.
However, people would soon be given a much better reason to dislike him. As let's just say, there's a reason I know the general time frame that last call took place.
I didn't even notice. Look at all the pony plushies on his wall back there. Check that out.
To dislike him. As let's just say, there's
Look at his whole collection of MLP. All right. You gotta wonder how this dude's parents felt about this.
a reason I know the general time frame that last.
Not just the brony thing, because I mean, you know, it's funny but relatively harmless. You know, if you're into ponies, I guess. Not into ponies, but like you like, you know, pony show. But I wonder how his parents felt when they found out about all this weird shit he was up to.
This call took place. On January 25th, 2018, over 500 Skype screenshots leaked out of Toon Critic when he was 24 years old talking some type of way with a 14-year-old minor. The messages seem to have started on November 11th, 2016, with Toon Critic very well aware he's being a creep asking a teenager for face pictures, as you can see at the bottom there, with him even calling himself a pedo at one point when chatting as he...
Sure, you should find someone your own age, not a... Never seen something more dead to rights than that.
Would notice she was into him. He would again try to play it safe and whatnot, very well knowing what he's getting himself into is absolutely disgusting. This time trying to get her into doing NSFW roleplays with him. In the middle of this NSFW roleplaying, Toon Critic would make references knowing that she's underage, such as mentioning her breast size, and at the end the girl herself would confirm her age to him for anyone wondering if he was perhaps lied to about it. By January 2017, just 2 months into their little relationship, he would admit he was attracted to her in a mental and emotional sense, and in May that year would ask if she wanted to take things a step further in their relationship of sorts. He would then straight up say that he's into her, which is just sick, and she wouldn't see an issue with this given she's so young, with it being very obvious he got her right where he wanted her to be. In August that year, when talking about potentially meeting up at a convention together, she would say how she might not want to take it any further, with Toon Critic implying that what went down in the roleplays would go down in real life if it were just the two of them. As he would clearly show how he knows what he's doing is wrong yet kept up with it, in December 2017, he would finally come to his senses and realize all this was extremely disturbing and gross.
Not even that long ago, 2017. It's not even like this was like years and years ago. It's relatively recent. Jesus Christ. All right, I gotta go grab a Red Bull because I'm getting sleepy and I don't want to fall asleep. Give me a sec. Yeah, I did forget about the monkey. But really, I just want to make sure I wasn't gonna pass out real quick. I'm trying to stay in this for the long haul, okay? We've been going live for a while. It's the longest stream I've done in a couple weeks. Trying to stay in it, stay deep, all right? I'm punishing my body and my soul for this. Not only psychological torment, but physical torment. Forcing myself to stay awake for the purpose of creating the greatest content on all of YouTube. That is my job and purpose. You ever sick of covering these degenerates? I get sick of talking about for sure, but I don't get sick of making videos, but sometimes it is like, can we talk about something else? In which case, I'll just do that.
Who knows what led to this, but he realized that he had been involved with the now 15-year-old like this for over a year now, with the girl seeming to mainly just be curious more so than anything about why he wanted to stop things. While I can't seem to find a story as to how these leaks got out, it's safe to assume she eventually got to understand this was all completely screwed up and so screenshot everything and dropped them online a month later for the world to see. A screenshot will leak out of Toon Critic confirming this is all real with a friend of his, in which he tries to defend himself, saying that the age of consent in the Philippines is 12.
So he's just truly twisted. He's just truly a twisted. He will use anything to justify his actions. Like there's no, it's not like a borderline case. It's like a man who's well over the age of consent interacting with someone who's well under 14, and then trying to justify it with the age of consent in the Philippines. Because like, who gives a?
Despite, you know, this taking place in America and not in another country. One of those people...
Even if it did take place in another country, people would like look at you like a freak. They wouldn't think, oh, that's cool, never mind. Actually, you're base. I didn't realize you were exercising base Filipino culture. They'd be like, no, you're a freak, dude. Jesus. They always try to justify it with like the weirdest wraparound shit, too, you know?
Spreading the news around was Joshua Vida, which, let's just say we'll come back to him later. On the same day the leaks came out, someone would leak a Skype call that Toon Critic had with his friends, in which they grilled him for what he was doing as they realized he was a pretty disgusting person. The video itself is pretty boring all things considered, with them telling him to turn himself into the police. But it was very clear when listening to this that...
This call is awesome, by the way. If you ever get the chance to listen to this whole thing, we can bring it up. The Toon Critic call is legendary. There's this guy in the call who's like, you sick. It's awesome.
Hello?
Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach. Okay, what's going on here? Like, can anyone tell me what's going on?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
British.
do you want me to begin?
Yeah, you get to begin.
Okay, so, Toon, we're going to preface all of this with you're in trouble, and this is going to be, you know, a group talk so that we can discuss what we think you need to do and give you a chance to defend yourself. Essentially, we know everything that you've been doing with Pastel over the last year, since November of 2016.
This is hell. We're in hell currently. Well, we're not in hell. Toon Critic is in hell. We are in the space between heaven and hell, witnessing those who will burn in the fires. Okay.
16.
Okay.
We know that we have a lot of solid evidence and concrete proof that you are, at least what you have done, is you have asked for photos of her in nothing but a leather jacket and panties. You have sent her pictures of your crotch only covered in boxes. You've sent her... You've done a lot of bad things, Zach. And a lot of people are hurt by it, most definitely. Whether or not you feel that she gave consent, you should have never have asked in the first place. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She says yeah.
I'll take it from here.
This voice right here is the one that's like, you sick pervert. I don't think the word is sick. Is it not? Gross, maybe? What is the term? There is some terminology. I know it's in my video about the Brony Degenerates where I cover this stuff in the Toon Critics section for sure. Here we go. There's this one part of this that's really legendary in the call right here.
Community who he had been collaborating with confronted him in January 2018.
Dude, this was 2 years ago? Damn. Time flies.
They had a 35-minute Skype call in which he admitted to the accusations levied against him. Not only that, he claims he has done worse things than this.
I can safely say that this is one of the worst things that I've ever done. But there have been worser.
Zach also...
What could be worse?
So admits to grooming another underage girl years prior to this incident, and that, in that case, the police got involved.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Hello?
Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Okay, what's going on here? Like, can anyone...
We know everything that you've been doing.
That's not the type of person that I am. That's not the type of person that I am. You've known me for years. That's...
Bro admits to being a... says that's not the type of person that I am.
It's not the case. I admit, yes, I've done...
Why would he admit it? Well, it's because in his mind there's nothing that bad about it. Like, he knows it's bad societally, but in his mind he can justify his terrible actions. You know, they always say shit like this after they do it and admit to it multiple times. It's like, but that's not the kind of person I am.
Some pretty stupid things, and yes, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. But people should know me well enough to know that I don't do this kind of stuff like with intention to hurt.
That's not the point.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, Zach.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, Zach. It's like He sounds like Hank Schrader.
People are your family. They've helped you through so much. And you took a giant shit on them.
I wasn't trying to do that.
I know.
But that's the thing. But the fact remains, Zach, that you
Once again, it's like you talk to a child. Well, I didn't mean to hurt them. It's like, what the
did it, and you have, and what this all is just
yeah.
We're at this point we're just repeating ourselves. But you need to face the music. All right.
We've told you.
Gotta face the music, Toon Critic Y2K.
For all intents and purposes.
But apparently he's now come back. He's returned, which I'm very curious about. Apparently he's back, because I believe as of my video he wasn't really online and there wasn't really any activity from him.
Yeah, it turns out this story isn't over just yet, as on July 18th, 2024, Twitter user SammyBill will make a call-out post about someone named GoldNova92 and how he harbors bad people in his Discord server and is overly sexual with people while not taking no for an answer. It seemed like just another random Twitter call-out post, but on August 8th, just a few weeks later, somebody named Vinny would come out and expose it was actually Toon Critic this whole time. He will go on to talk about the old stuff we know already as an introduction for anybody learning about the guy for the first time, and ends things off apologizing to everyone who was in contact with him but didn't know how bad he was, wishing for him to rot and that he will never escape his past no matter how hard he tries. Sammy would retweet the thread now that the cat was out of the bag.
This is the thing, they never fully leave, because all that someone like Toon Critic has is the internet. He has nothing else. So he's always going to return to the internet. He's always going to try to make some return to making content or interacting with the community in some way. And by extension, he's going to try to groom kids again. I'm going to the store. What do you guys want? Maybe some sour strips and a white monster would be good. That'd be a good shout, I think. Maybe some Skittles instead. Would enjoy some Skittles. Ooh, maybe some original Pringles. That's a good one. Ooh, actually, I'm going to have to say, you know those hot fries? They have like this old-timey guy, this old man on the cover of it eating them. It's like Andy's hot fries or something. Those are good. That's what you want, okay? Those are good. Newports, yeah, I could go for some Zins these days. I'm trying not to smoke cigarettes. Pack of Cool Mint Zins, okay? You know, with everything else listed, I think that's a good. Maybe a Backwoods, okay? You know, no weed. We're not putting weed in the Backwoods. Just the Backwoods. That's a good start to the day.
Bag for Zach K's here, and the thread in turn would cause a massive cascade of people to come out talking about their experiences with him while he was known under this recent alias Golden Nova. Someone named Reagan would come out and say that he tried to hit on him back in March 2024 but felt he was weird and also caused some friendships to fall apart in their circles. And someone else named Smashwaffle would come out with a Google document explaining how things went down between him and Toon Critic during their friendship. He would go on to say how he first met him in the Pokemon roleplay Twitter community in December 2022, became friends, eventually joining a Discord server centered around the subject matter. Toon Critic would even get some art pieces from him at a discount after pressuring him a bit, but it seemed that things were okay so far. Smashwaffle will also go on to say how Toon Critic would pressure and poke fun at him and others while also making flirtatious and unwanted sexual remarks. Which, while if this was a
certified
normal person,
gooner,
it could easily be seen as someone just pushing it too far a bit. Knowing how Toon Critic is like, he clearly had ulterior motives going on.
Why the hat is crazy? Why would the top hat? Why must he be like this? I'm the steampunk brony. Why must he be the steampunk brony? Why must it always be some strange fascination, some strange Reddit type thing? I can't recall ever seeing a more Reddit image in my life, actually, than what we're looking at now. And that is fire. That is based. And for that, Toon Critic actually should be respected.
On here. Eventually, he would take this too far one day, and somebody would leave their Discord server because of it, with Toon Critic downplaying what he did when he explained what was going on. Something that he's known for doing throughout his time online whenever getting exposed. Smashwaffle would apologize for being misled by him to dislike the other person and for not knowing about his past, which, to be fair, nobody in these circles knew about his past. The rest of the document is mostly venting, so it's not worth digging deep into, but it was clear that Toon Critic here was still up to his old ways despite everything that's happened in his life so far. Another person named Rocker would come out and make his own thread on the man, also talking about the old stuff as a refresher for anybody new following this whole situation. He would reveal that the FBI apparently investigated the guy alongside the police about the old situation, but nothing ever came of it because nothing physical happened. Going on to say that he met him in March 2023, also on the Twitter role.
Looks like people are even claiming he has a new account on Twitter. This is Toon Critic's new account. Prayer has been kicked out of the Brony community due to several instances of sexual harassment. Well, that's the least of the worries. Please make sure to block and report him. They're saying this is him. Interesting. Looks like he just started blocking people. Who is this person? This is not him. This is a different person. At Abreeze72. Are they still around? Is this even him definitively? The account is removed. Or at least it doesn't exist according to this. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm interested.
Play community and eventually became friends due to their similar interests. He would talk about how Toon Critic was overly flirtatious with him and always trying to push things to a more serious tone, even trying to hook up with the guy at a furry convention in 2023. The hookup never happened, thankfully, and eventually, after months of not really caring about his friends around him and other miscellaneous stuff, he and some others would have a Discord call with him, as these were massive red flags to him, in which they would
another legendary Discord call. Oh, I wish there was a recording of that. God damn. The content would be immaculate.
Like kick out of a server before getting pressured into it. Obviously, they didn't know at the time he was one as well. And the rest of the post is a small event about him being a vile person, and that he hangs around the Chicago scene for anybody wondering about his whereabouts in the real world.
He hangs around the Chicago, like the Chicago brony / furry scene? The Chicago scene.
Next would be somebody named Arvin, as they would go on to talk about their experience with Toon Critic. It would start off by exposing 3 of his Twitter roleplay accounts for the public to see, those being Fight Night Bay, The Golden Paw, and Hot to Go Arcalvers, before telling people to block those accounts and that he basically begged them for free art at one point in time. That's their whole story, but still, knowing that these 3 accounts were his was a vital step in exposing the dude some more over half a decade later. Someone named Finnegan would come out about their experience with a man, in which they would go on about how in May 2021 they logged into their roleplay account and came across someone named Tommy, with that being Zach Hayes here, and that he had a channel to post nudes in his Discord server, which he found a bit off-putting. Now, if I'm being honest here, in this situation, it sounds at worst that Toon Critic was just using him for pleasure and not really caring about the guy himself. But one thing I found interesting was that he also wanted to fly him out one day, just like pretty much everybody else he's spoken to online, showing just how depraved this guy is. Eventually, Toon Critic would start using the guy for his money in games and art commissions and such. And despite knowing the dude was at somebody else for over a year by the time 2024 rolled about, he was still trying to convince him to meet up IRL and go down on each other.
This guy's a certified gooner. He just can't stop. He can't stop off. He can't stop gooning, trying to goon with kids. This is the thing, like, these people always come back. This is why he just needs to be in jail. I don't know how charges weren't filed in some way. I guess it is often, I've covered a lot of these cases, it is often very difficult to get someone thrown in jail, even for like Skype DMs or seem definitive, you know. The investigation is a long process, and usually you need the victim or the victim's families to report it instead of some internet person contacting the police department. I mean, that's probably part of why Giggly Goon Clown isn't in jail or anything like that, but bro, these people got to be locked up. You can't trust them on the streets. I don't know what kind of rehabilitative efforts you can do for a certified and even if there was some kind of process you could go through where they won't be attracted to kids anymore, if that's even possible, even if that is possible, obviously you're not going to want to take the risk of this person who's already offended being around children in the real world, you know? They're just too much of a liability. I don't know what you really do with this kind of situation.
While dynamics like these are confusing and happen in real life all the time between people, knowing that Zach Hayes here has preyed on a young girl and continues to go after anybody who gives even a slight bit into his advances shows this isn't just some awkward experience, but somebody well aware of the way they act and how they've been doing it for years up to this point. Another person named Angel will go ahead and make a post calling out his Twitter roleplay accounts, with 2 new ones called Chug Street Wolf and Unchained Lupine being added into the mix. Chug Street Wolf has since been deactivated so far, and Unchained Lupine is still around, with it being an RP account based off the character Legoshi from the anime Beastars. Another person named Alexander here will go on to say how Zach befriended him despite knowing about him being a survivor of assault like that whilst not informing him about preying on minors. Someone named Icarus will come out and drop a couple screenshots of him talking with Toon Critic after Vinny dropped his thread on him, in which the first shows how Toon Critic himself was going on an event about how people are bringing up 6-year-old drama.
How do you do, fellow Arc? Lol. Good, you. Could be better given how shit's going on. What happened? Old group had a falling out with decided to bring up 6-year-old dead drama about me to bury me, and there are public threads of this shit. Damn, on here, Twitter, bro. It's not just drama though. It's grooming. It's not just drama. You can't just write this off. Like it's redundant for you to, it's like ridiculous for me to even say this. Like I don't need to win some debate against this furry creep, or sorry, brony creep, but like seriously. It's 6-year-old drama they're just bringing up. Yeah, 6 years ago you groomed a kid and admitted to it. And you said you had done worse. And you were already an adult. You were like, you know, edging out 30 years old by that point in time. Why are you still around here, bro? Go get a job or something. Jesus. These people, they always come crawling back. They always come crawling back.
I'm gonna bury him. With Icarus, of course, not aware of his past and thinking it was just normal venting going on. Toon Critic would eventually confess.
Look, we don't really know each other well, so I don't expect much here, but I'm just tired of this shit. I did a lot of stuff in my past I'm not proud of. I even ruined stuff with my old group for other dumb reasons. Taking up dead drama ain't who I am. You got to tell me what you did. I did some stupid shit in my past too. All right. I was in my early 20s and ERP'd with a 15-year-old from the Philippines. We weren't good for each other because stuff got personal. We had a bad fallout. But I haven't touched that stuff ever since. I got help and put in the work to change. It ain't who I am. It is who you are, though. You already did it. You already traumatized a child. Like, what? What explanation is there supposed to be? How are people supposed to let you into any community in good conscience? I'm curious how this guy, this Icarus guy, is going to respond to these claims. I wonder how he's going to deal with this. I mean, I assume he just leaked these DMs as soon as he got them, because Jesus.
To him after being prodded about how
that wouldn't hold up in court. Yeah, Your Honor, I may have done it again, but I have changed since then. I've improved my life, and I just want to be on Discord again with gooners all day. Is that so much to ask?
He was preying on that girlfriend back in 2018, but swears he's a changed man.
Your Honor, I simply went gorilla mode once.
And now, with Icarus rightfully going straight at him.
Your Honor, I have to ask the question. Why so serious?
And for not giving the full details.
Your Honor, it was dead drama.
And all that other stuff after linking Vinny's thread. Critic would try to convince him again that he's changed, that he came to his senses and all that. With Icarus already making up his mind and telling him to leave the community he currently resides in and leaking these DMs for the rest of the world to see. Somebody named Judah come out and talk about how they met Toon Critic in March 2021 in Twitter roleplay circles and that he was overly expressive but nothing bad in their experience with him. Eventually, after a year of knowing each other, he would try to ask him out but would get rejected for being too old. But things would get weird in February 2023 when he invited a known in the Sonic the Hedgehog roleplay circles named Habit into his Discord server.
Yeah, of course he did. Birds of a feather flock together. Row for 5 says, what a lot of these LCP don't get is that it's forever a part of them. And people have the right to criticize them for it for life. TLDR, don't touch kids. Yeah, that is a good TLDR. I mean, the thing is, they don't understand that, like, they're not going to be forgiven when they do something of that nature. Children are like the most sacred, protective thing that society has. And this idea that somebody would not only not understand the gravity of that, but also go out of their way to engage sexually with someone who cannot understand the ramifications of that action, it's disgusting to most people, and it should be. It's a good standard to uphold. These kinds of people should not be. They shouldn't be allowed into grocery stores. Never mind, some online community where they have the potential of interacting with other minors.
For one day, he will leak the DMs between each other. During that day, he informed him about the dude and eventually got him to confess and leave in shame. But the most important part would be this one line where,
God damn it, we had a good roleplay going too. If I don't let them go, I bet I get shit for it. Once again, gooner status. God damn it. This guy. It sucks so bad. I mean, the roleplay was so good. We were having such good gooner roleplay. We were pretending to be dogs on Discord. God damn it. Always throwing a wrench in my plans.
Where he says that they had a good roleplay going on and would get shit for it if he doesn't let him go. Which, given that Toon Critic here has talked to a minor himself, comes off with a much different feeling with that context added into the mix. Sammy also made a Google Doc about some drama between the two of them, though it's not really interesting to be honest, but again shows that even in those circles, his reputation wasn't exactly the best among that crowd. Honestly, I ain't surprised one bit that Toon Critic is still around on the internet, though I gotta say, I was a little bit surprised he was still hanging around these circles similar back to his MLP days. These are the kinds of people who will figure him and his name out pretty easily, and you would think if he wanted to stick around online, he would move into a whole other side of the internet, but alas, here we are. It's pretty clear here that Zach Case is just gonna run away and find himself yet another identity to go by again. And let's face it, will probably find himself in another situation like this however many months or years later because he can't control himself and is always hitting on anybody who speaks to him. It's extremely pathetic, but given that he's done this with a minor before, I have no sympathy. And only time will tell when the next time he'll get exposed on the internet will be. After I released My Little Gooner, I ended up getting into contact with the GOAT person seen in a...
Alright, that was a pretty good video. It's interesting to see that this guy has come back to the internet. Ultimately, they always will. It's not surprising.
Cut you off. Your footage for the music video we're shooting right now. Literally in the middle of it, and we're just waiting on your footage. So if you could, get it done, that'd be great.
Man, the videos, that's not gonna work. I can send it next week. I'm actually rehearsing now for tour. Yeah.
What? That's a terrible idea. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what?
Fuck,
you know what? I got this. I got it. I'll take it from here.
Wait, what do you mean you got this? Wait.
Okay, I saw this in my head. Now I'm in there and I ain't even paying.
Any thoughts so far?
Well, it's a masterfully put out sketch of some kind of like everything is pre-written
But you didn't see any of it coming.
Yeah, see, we didn't laugh because we're aspiring to be one of the 250, right?
Sure.
So you got to kind of impress them with what you can take and what you can't take. I was dying on the inside.
Right.
From laughter.
Yeah.
Not from redactedness, dude. So
not my first rodeo, as shirt says.
That's
good stuff.
It's just you punch up the bit, dude. Have you never heard of this or what? He's punching up, dude.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Red, I grinded for a minute, used to hate to go to bed. Now I sleep like I'm dead, cause I make money while I slept. I don't gamble much, cause that's exactly how I live. I'm just narrating, this is exactly what I did. They see where I'm at, but they don't know about where I've been. Yeah, we all gonna die, so no one tell me how to live. They've been buying cars and clothes, and I've been buying land and shit. I swear I flew a 10 out and you treat me like a landing strip. I swear I don't do nothing for applause, but they still clap. They don't have to get it, but it still happens. You know I had to do it big. Like my women, like my checks, so make sure that it's there. Keep it real and make them stand up like comedian. Standing ovation, they want me to do it again. I guess that depends.
If you're down, we could watch that again, dude.
It's oh man, I like that all of their sketches have the feel of like you in high school being like, not you specifically, but you and your friends in high school being like, hey, let's like let's just like make a sketch, and what will be funny if we like we're eating pizza in it, right? And then like they'll show us editing and all that. It's just everything is the same kind of. It's never a different. There's never a difference.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's all one note for sure. But
yeah,
I love that note, Daddy.
Film on the same couch.
Yep.
That Lowbrows guy is kind of like if that Amico guy was redacted. Redacted Amico.
It's like when you get married, you start fucking the same way every time. You're just like pump, 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 right?
Right.
Same thing here, dude. I'm married to Shop, dog. Just pump it inside me, Daddy. That's it.
Oh, no diddy.
No diddy, dude. Nah, dude, that's it. That's the life right there, dude. I'm happy. Let's go. Yeah. It didn't go full screen. This is called Bappa Bink. Or no, that's posted by Bappa Bink, called B Shop Talks Comedy and Work Ethnic.
It's just another streamable.
I know. It's been nice to me today.
Might be that, but also with stand-up, like I'm in Vegas this Thursday, Friday, but with stand-up, it's like...
Damn, aren't you going to miss that, dude?
Yeah.
The show drops.
Fucking blows, dude.
Rally's not been the same since, dude.
The only thing that would make it better is just a nice cold glass of Liquid Death.
I did try Liquid Death at a show recently, dude.
Oh, yeah?
The Phoenix Mic Drop Mania had nothing but Liquid Death.
Okay.
Never had one before.
Pretty good, right?
Drank that shit. I said... Yeah, I started slapping the chair. I was like, I get it now, dude.
Yeah, you were on that level, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one.
And then when I was like, can I have another one? The club manager was like, there's levels to this shit, bro.
Right.
You didn't have 3 already. And then so I drank 2 more.
Those are rookie numbers. Another one? I'm going to do 25 Liquid Death a day.
Yeah.
I can do the work and prepare for it and take out the variables. Like, yeah, you might get a crowd who's tired on Saturday night or loud. Yeah. But for the most part, like you failing as a comic is due to you not putting the work in. Right. So and obviously you were like, dude, you know it's gonna take a while before your headline. I'm like, no, I get that. That doesn't scare me, but I know that you want to talk about work. I'm not scared of work.
No.
So if I can put together an hour,
we know that. He's that white boy that work too much. He's not scared of having white pants either.
Yeah.
You can spill something on that shit, lady.
I really enjoy when the clips just start with Bappa talking.
Oh,
and then you're kind of just like, what did they say before this moment happened? Like,
how did they get this speech?
Like, they're like, hey, so are you scared of work? And he's like,
yeah, let me tell you something.
Enter whatever the fuck he says, dude.
Yeah, yeah. They set shit up for him.
They set it up, yep.
Yeah.
And, figure this thing out. Like, and I can control the variable, where in the UFC, dude, I can't control the variable. I'm fighting fucking Travis, a killer dude. And I'm might be really good, but I can't control. I can't control anything he does.
Yes.
On stage, I can. You're like a lion tamer, dude.
That's true.
I can
alone
I can
and-
control it.
Yeah,
and also I'll take
it's up to you.
And I'll take my L's at the Comedy Store, following you or Joey did stuff like that. All right,
Yeah.
like I'm figuring it out, man.
Yes.
But then enough time goes by, it's like, all right, I'm a lion tamer. You don't think I've seen, like, now I've been doing it over 6 years. You don't think I've seen?
I'm a lion
Yeah,
tamer.
I don't know what that means.
Wait a minute, dude. Let me. I need this just for me. dude.
Enough time goes by, it's like, all right, I'm a lion tamer. You don't think?
It's so hard. I want to like memorize all the fucking things he says, but I know I'm gonna forget. I'm a lion and tamer, and like just like I don't do this for the thugs of it. I know I'll forget that. And then there was another thing he said this episode that was hilarious. I've already forgotten what it is.
Lemon squeezy Japanesey?
I mean, I'm definitely not saying that. That's all you, Danny. Chappelle is so serious, dude. I respect him for that. He's
Yeah.
like really like trying to give Shab like
brain power.
Yeah, the benefit of the doubt.
Mhm.
They have on the same shoe.
Yeah, I beg to differ, dude.
Look at the shoes.
The shoes are. I did notice that earlier.
All right, we can do the show, but you got to wear the same shoe as me, though.
They're different.
They're slightly.
Because you see like the blue underprint here.
Okay.
There's
Slightly
none
different.
there. Which
They're
shoes
bros,
cost more? Definitely Chappelle's, I bet. Let's see.
I've seen, like, now I've been doing it over 6 years. You don't think I've seen these type of lines before? You guys don't scare me. I know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
I know exactly how this is going to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's going to go
Exactly,
good.
dude.
And then if the one line gets out of control and wants to roast or something, I've been doing it long enough now where I can handle that. Or if the crowd's really tired.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so this goes back to something I said a long while ago and a lot of episodes ago. This is the Adderall days for sure, dude.
Oh, really?
I don't feel good about making fun of that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, drugs affect the way you think, Daddy.
Yeah, he's a lion tamer though, for sure.
That's what Adderall gives you, like this delusional thing. Like, what fucking basically what I do, dude. Control lions.
Yeah. Most important job, dude.
Gotta Pied the Piper, dude.
Dude, yeah, I'm the Tiger King. Oh shit, jump scare, dude, again.
This is my brother, Tiger King.
This one's posted by Stone0777. It's called "The Redact Considers Anyone Outside His Circle of quote friends trash, dicey." I hope that's not what he says, dude. That's so fucked up. Let's see.
I was blessed to come in through y'all into y'all's community, which is the most genuine group of
It's a good
friends
community,
I've ever seen.
And I brought my brother Meatbag with me.
Y'all let him in too. I appreciate
You know what I mean? Like they're like real friends, so of course
That's
like,
because
real friends
you
will
met like
elbow.
the.
But that's what I'm saying.
You have to go through, the trash.
Exactly. I came
like you're
through-
meeting the squad.
I
the
came
boys.
right in.
Yeah, dude. He met Legs, Tarek, fucking Nick, Chin, dude. He didn't have to waste his time with a fucking duck like Brendan Cooney or Gerardo.
Yeah, I think me and Shab would be really good friends.
Yeah, someday.
Mm-hmm. I mean, probably not gonna happen in this lifetime, but there's a parallel universe out there where we're running shit, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, dude. There's a parallel universe where you're this other guy in T-Fat Gay, dude.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I think so.
A boy can dream. You know what I mean? Dude, I'll be the kid all day long.
Dude, when you're asleep at night,
Yeah.
you're fucking thinking about that shit. Like there's a dream where you're doing that shit.
Listen, we can all agree on one thing. The show's not strong, right? Right? Right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
My question is, what did Brian Callen do to get that seat, dude? Uh-huh.
Right.
You know
He
what I mean?
sucked Shab off.
He sucked off
Or
some
Legs. He
executive.
probably sucked off Legs.
Legs, you don't want him on camera because he's getting sucked off in the back, dude.
No, that's how everybody got on the show.
Yep.
Fucking Legs is big.
Mhm. Ask Cat Williams, dude. Let's see here. I bet you Jelly Roll put on a dress to be in that couch, dude.
Probably.
Big dress. Let's see. This is posted by Clock Chokes Nay Pokes. Is there some sort of thing I'm missing there? Clock Chokes Nay Pokes?
I think you got it.
That's some word that's definitely redacted on YouTube. I bet. It's called "Who's in Charge of Social Media?" Did you see this?
No.
So they tagged Jelly Roll or at Jelly Roll. You go over here. This is Jelly Roll, and then this is the other Jelly Roll.
Damn, dude. How's socials?
Yeah,
So dumb.
struggling for sure. I bet you Mark wouldn't have done that.
Nah, dude.
Not a chance, B. All right, so this one I thought was interesting. I did watch this one earlier. It's posted by AUSLOCO. It's called Homeless Dudesy. Some would say Will is the friendliestest. see here.
I'm a very friendly person. Just
extremely
last
friendly.
week, I showed you exactly how friendly I was. Don't make any mistake. I am the friendliest.
Some would say the friendliestest.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's to me, yeah. I see the Shabazz, but it looks like a skinny me and then a fat me. I'm always seeing bald guys that look like different versions of me.
Yeah,
it makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm. There's a world where you are fat, dude.
There's a parallel universe where I'm every guy, just fat, skinny, tall, short, one ear, no legs.
Parallel universe
5
of
legs.
just fucking Planet Brendan Cooney.
Yeah, it's like the worst planet ever. They're like, I'll tell you one thing. Travel advisors, like, we are no longer advising. They do, like with Haiti. They're like, we no longer advise people to go there.
Rick and Morty are like, no adventures over there, Morty.
Yeah, Rick and Morty get there, and Rick kills Morty, or vice versa. They kill each other, murder suicide.
They
This is
just
for the
kill
best.
themselves. All right, so this one's posted by Haphazard. It's called New Baird. Let's see what this is about.
Friday with the 22 win streak, 22 in a row. That's damn near impossible at this level. 22-0. Ursul's 20.
All right.
Oh man,
it's
bad. But is that edited? I feel like this is like the fish clip. Remember the biting of the fish?
There's
that doesn't
no way that's real.
I don't think so.
It has to be real though. Why would Haphazard has integrity, dude?
Oh, this is a Hap clip.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, Hap. I don't mean to question you. If you made this, that's awesome too. That's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty believable. There's no way. That's crazy.
This shit makes you doubt everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the fishing experience we had, where
This is the beard is the grassy knoll or whatever. This is the Zapruder film.
Dude, he was probably in a hurry to get out of the house that morning.
But he knows he's gonna be on camera and probably
Yeah.
do vlogs and shit. He just doesn't care. He just
Yeah.
goes.
It doesn't count.
And in his last 22 versus the young freaking Alexis Nicholas, who's 23-0. That's for a world lightweight kickboxing world title. And then you got my boys, the Rutola.
Maybe it's getting patchy. You know how I gotta fucking do this shit, and this one looks lighter than that one. So we're
I'm
the same
shaving
guy.
every day now, Daddy. What do you think?
Yeah, you're good. You're okay. I'm in danger.
Dude, I look at pictures of me with a mustache,
Mhm.
and I'm like, why did I do that? Nobody told me anything, dude.
I don't think you look crazy with a mustache.
I think it's because I see my face now. It looks so wildly different.
Well, you got a, let me compliment you. You got the face for no beard. You got the face for a beard. You can do both. Me, on the other hand, I remember I asked this girl once, should I shave my beard down? And the way she said no. I've never had anyone tell me no more forcefully in my life.
That girl's a hog, dude.
Yeah. She's
That's
dead
so
now.
funny. She's dead. I'm kidding. Don't ask me how. All right, this is another Stone 0777 clip. It's called Bappa has no clue where Tuscany is located. Water. That's hilarious. You know where Tuscany. I don't want.
Italy.
Okay, good. I don't want to
I know.
deduce you.
Fucking, remember when I said Antarctica was up there?
And yeah, you thought that Australia was in Europe?
Well, I said they're basically European. I know that they're not part of Europe. Don't you start painting your narrative, sir. They are, dude. They fucking act like Europeans, bro.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's what you should have said from the beginning. Okay, here we go.
It's on
Tuscany, Alabama.
Okay. Okay.
That's Tuskegee.
Where's Tuscany?
Tuscany is in northern
Italy. Sort of middle.
Oh, Tuscany. Yes.
Italy.
Really?
Wow, dude. We really become the show, dude.
I know.
I'm Brian Callen and you're Brendan Schaub in this instance.
And it flips.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm that.
Yep.
Is Tuskegee is in Alabama? I'm asking. I don't know.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, dude.
Is it, dude?
Let me see.
Because if that's the case,
Yeah.
then I understand why he would. Because it's a live show. Tuskegee, they sound the same.
Oh shit! Fuck. I'm sorry. I was trying to talk to Siri.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're wrong. It's not a live show. This is TFAT-K.
Oh yeah.
Shop Show is a live show.
Or even if it's not a live, it's not a live show, but still, those words are similar.
Yeah.
You're not thinking like sometimes in the moment. It's still funny because anytime he gets it wrong, it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's not as ridiculous as the usual Shabism.
It's in Alabama, dude.
See, there we go. He's a fucking black belt in podcasting, all right? Sorry, cats.
Yes. Oh, sorry, fucking. Maybe your mom's basement's a mess today, and you're fucking upset about it, dude.
Guess what, dude? You done matter.
You done count.
Okay? Didn't even count this time.
Yeah, dude. Get yourself some red chairs, then we could talk, B. All right, let's see here. This is another Stone 0777 clip. Bappa is the nicest guy with a ... Let's see here.
Say a little R&R like that.
Here's the issue is what I won't tolerate is when you go, oh man, they look fantastic. He's a hand.
Listen,
now it's better just not to say anything.
Her
than
sister,
bullshit me and the
her sister
audience.
on the left, I
That's
would
your
say,
problem.
is legit, fairly pretty.
Brian.
Can I?
They're all pretty, dude. They're pretty people.
Yeah, everyone on the screen is hot.
Yeah.
Brian Callen, the twins, the guy, Schaub.
Honestly, Brendan Schaub is the ugliest dude on the screen right now, dude.
What I don't get, like, why Schaub feels the need to gadoosh himself by doing this every time.
Yeah.
It's like, when has this worked out for you? How did making fun of Robert De Niro's kids go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did making fun of Brock Lesnar's daughter or Al Pacino? How did that go? This is going to go the same way. You don't sound smart. You sound dumb. You're also dressed like fucking Mexican Steve Irwin or something. Like, fuck, what are you doing?
That's a great, dude. That was a great riff right there, dude. Mexican Steve Irwin all day, baby. For real.
Like, it might work for a Mexican who's into that, but you look like a redact, dude.
And on today's episode, we're going to go to a Dodger game. We're going to try to kill us some hyenas.
Yeah. What if they're just like at the game and they're like, oh, and they would like, I'm trying to do an Australian thing. Oh, we're at the Dodgers game now. And, can I get a churro and can we get a large Michelada then?
Oh, if you stay quiet here, you'll be able to hear the Dodger dogs being eaten by the fat.
Clayton Kershaw. He's a great pitcher. I've never met him.
Clayton Kershaw. Walker Bueller. Yeah, dude. Shohei Ohtani.
Next Muncie. Shohei Ohtani.
Imagine Brendan Schaub saying Shohei Ohtani. I know, like, Brendan Schaub hasn't talked about that Shohei Ohtani controversy at all, dude.
No, that's interesting. I'm surprised that we haven't heard about that.
Chin's like, dude, please, for the sake of my people. Asians everywhere. Don't say anything. Let's see here. But I mean, they're all handsome, dude. What the heck?
They're fine.
I see more pictures.
Hey, you know there's an episode of American Horror Story, the circus season.
Hey, but I don't want to make fun of these women because it's hard.
We're not going to, but I'm also not going to say they look like fucking Rihanna because you don't want to just bullshit everybody all the time.
No,
but right, not
Here's
all
the first
time.
picture that pops up.
Look at that.
I just
yeah.
No, she looks great in the middle. Hey, Chin, go to American Horror Story Twins.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's got to
so
stop,
stupid,
dude. Yeah.
You sound dumb, daddy.
Those are the hottest Siamese twins I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Gerardo's like horny now.
Yeah, I'm pretty bricked up right now, dude. Not going to lie to you.
Yeah, those are two baddies. You're in the DMs DMing baddies.
Yeah, dude. Schaub is the first one to go over there and slip him his number, if you know what I'm saying, dude.
I love the idea of like someone finding your phone and being like, oh, okay. You're just DMing them nonstop.
Swipe, right?
What up? Hey, I'm a big fan. Hey, how are you today? You look beautiful this morning, like one of those guys.
What do you do now?
What are you doing now? How about right now?
All right, so this one's posted by H2O We Doing Here. It's called Watch Out for Those Bulls, fam. Do you want to guess what happens or no?
He gets hit by the Bulls.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I saw this one.
Oh, okay.
This is good, though.
And good thing I was in my True Classic. This crew neck is sweet. If you like this, make sure you check out True Classic.
Dude, what are you doing, True Classic? How would you allow this?
No, he's trekking out True Classic, dude.
What do you mean?
That's what he said, Danny.
He said that? I fucking missed it. Sorry.
Sweet. If you like this, make sure you check out True Classic.
Oh, fuck. Jesus.
Dude, even like small creators will put fucked up subtitles if they fuck up a word and they put it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just like we're supposed to not notice this shit, dude.
Yeah.
Or he's the smartest fucking person of all time, dude.
Because this is marketing genius. Because this ad would only be on the Fighter and the Kid, but now it's on the Fighter and the Kid, the subreddit, and us, and probably other things.
Yeah.
They got hoodies, they got joggers, they got jeans, they got button-ups, they got the best tees on the planet. Go to trueclassic.com/fighter. You get 25% off. Those bulls, man.
Interesting.
All right, so I've just saw the best advertisement of my life. Typical of Shab. This one started to make us laugh, and then so I wanted to play it on the show. Okay. This one's posted by Pilted or Kinkajou. I forget. Pitied Kinkajou. Remember?
Oh yeah, they've been on the chat before.
Yeah,
one of our guys.
That's completely normal behavior. B. It's about to get dicey. A little dicey alert. You know what I'm saying? Odor alert. oh shit. Okay. Let's see here.
Have you ever actually fooled anybody into being from somewhere else?
Well, I don't know if I've ever told.
Something.
I'll tell this. I don't know if I ever told the story on the Joe Rogan podcast, but I used to Jimmy Burke, my buddy, and I used to pick up girls in New York by being different characters. And what we do, we had two scams. One was we tell them we were scams from England.
Not good.
Yeah, we're doing stunts out here. I do it all. I ride motorcycles and I ride horses and I do a lot of fighting stuff and I do.
Of course, horses are involved.
Yeah, because he has a bit planned. It's not. Maybe it's not real. It's just part of the bit. You know what I think is funny? Isn't Jimmy Burke the name of the Goodfellas character? Like the Robert De Niro character?
Probably.
I think so. Who was like based on a real guy. He's friends with a mobster.
I thought it was Jimmy Calloway. No, that's a homie of ours, huh?
Oh fuck yeah! You almost got me there. I was like, wait a minute, I'm totally wrong. No, I think it's something Burke.
Okay, yeah.
Jimmy? I don't know.
Let's see.
I was amazing because we always got laid. Always,
really?
You know. Yeah, but Jimmy had the worst English accent. His English accent sucked. He'd be like, "Well, do you know what I mean? Well, we got a spot of tea."
Oh, God.
And I'd be like, dude, you're fucking overdoing it. You suck.
That's hilarious.
And then we'd play doctors. This is so sick. I can't believe I'm saying this on the podcast, but we used to get laid by my buddy'd be over there drinking like a beer, and me and my friends would come over and go, yeah. And we'd be like, excuse me, sorry to bother you girls, but we're surgeons, and my buddy just lost his first patient. And if you guys could come over and just maybe cheer him up, you're so beautiful. And dude, it worked.
It worked?
Oh, they'd ask us medical advice.
But I feel like.
Oh my god.
Rough. Well, I need you to talk while I pull up another clip. Go ahead.
I mean,
spit.
The idea, like Brian Callen comes up and he's like, I hate to bother you, you two, but my friend and I are surgeons, and the thing is, he just lost his first patient, and you two are so beautiful. And like, while he's saying that, the women are like nodding and stuff, like they're like desperately searching their purse for like fucking a mace or like some sort of like a key. One of them, while he's saying it, one of them has like the keys in her hand, like, you know how they put the key on the end. She's like gripping it, and they're like, just do what he says for now, and then as soon as you get a chance, just right in his eye. And Brian's like, we're gonna get laid, and then he has all these bruises from getting keyed by women. Is my internet out again?
I think the internet is out.
Oh my god.
I think, but I am also redacted, and I went to thefighterandthekid.com, but the internet's not working.
Oh, well, good timing, I guess, because it's basically at the end of the episode.
Yeah, so we could just watch the Chink cooking clip next week.
All right, well, there you go. There's a teaser. See you next week. Bye.
Family, like, Mom, thanks for being the best mom. And he's like, my brother, fuck you. Yeah, weird.
If Joe.
This is what Brendan sees all the time.
Yeah, we're gadouching him in like at his eyesight. Yeah. Okay, he barely sees anyone. He doesn't like black because he can't see the features. You know, he's bad eyesight. He's in CT. To him, a black squiggly line, you know, is scary.
Imagine gadoushing all races and then being like, Billy Crystal, one-man show was amazing.
Yeah, a one-man show. An old white man's one-man show. You've seen that, but you've not seen any movie.
The Lion King.
The Lion King, the original Lion King.
I didn't host the thing, I wouldn't have known about the Golden Globes.
I turned off when they did the big gay segment.
Well, what do you mean?
Jesus.
This one?
Jesus Christ.
Your whole show is you just doing gay things and saying you're putting sugar on digs and it's delicious, but yet you can't watch something you've called the gay segment of the Golden Globes. Yeah. That's a choice you made to watch that, sir.
Yeah.
But there was a big gay segment.
Yeah.
What do you mean for
Celebrating gays in Hollywood.
Emmy?
Yeah.
What
It was like a 20-minute.
LGBTQ thing? Like, oh, what
Which I don't
was
mind it. I'm just.
What was it, though?
Sounds like you mind it. No, that's like if.
Isn't it funny? Like Nick Mullen, Shane Gillis, they could do jokes about different groups, communities.
Yeah,
and it doesn't come across as very offensive.
Yeah,
And then Shaw enters the chat, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Shav is blunt force racism.
There you go. That's what I wanted to say right there. Exactly, B.
For my birthday, a terrible drawing. That's what I get.
Done on the
That's that's your birthday. California thing.
Let's open up a Shakey's, dude. The Golden Hour Shakey's, dude.
And they have chicken. It's great.
And Freddie Roach serves it and shakes.
I would have thought that.
You're on.
I'm on one today, man.
You really are.
I'm about to cancel myself. I need to get out of here, man.
A handler is needed. A handler is needed. This is your random reference there, Freddie Roach, the boxer trainer. Yikes!
Wowzers!
And Shin's gonna get the brunt of it. Why are you working with that Asian hating?
Why don't you stick up for our kind? We got sucker punch in the streets.
You know you eat pussy like Eric said.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Poor Chin.
Chin's like, please get me out of this. I'm gonna go eat some condom fish right now, dude. Which we will have an update on Chin's eating habits later.
Good.
We already kind of watched this one. There's the clip called "Another Thievery Example for the Compendium," whatever that word means. PP Stains in the front posted it. It's just he stole that joke about fucking his way out of the sauna from Superbad.
Yeah.
So let's go to one of those Judd Apatow movies.
Right.
This one is a little